And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Bass versus Harpster, step forward, please.
21-year-old Justine Bass is suing her boyfriend's half-brother, 26-year-old Timothy Harpster, for stealing her car. Timothy says the car was in his name.
All right, Miss Bass. This gentleman was your boyfriend's brother. Still your boyfriend?
Yes.
This is the boyfriend?
Yes.
Were you all living together?
Yes.
And according to your complaint, you had a car. Mm-hmm. Your insurance was very expensive.
Correct.
Why was your insurance so expensive?
Because I was only 20, so my insurance was really high. And my policy was about to expire, so Tim had given the offer to put it in his name.
Okay. It's your car, and you're going to be driving it.
Primarily, yes.
And in order to get cheaper insurance, you signed the car over to him.
Not only that. We were all living together, and Tim's car was about to get taken because he didn't pay on it, so I was driving his and he was driving mine. And we would all be driving each other's cars, and so he had to put it in his name.
So then it was really all of your car. Everybody paid their fair share of gas and maintenance on it and everything else?
No, I paid the maintenance.
Everybody paid gas for the car?
Well, what we drove, we put in gas and stuff, and
You're not Miss Bass. You got to understand something. You may waltz around me, but ultimately, I'm going to get to the truth.
Okay.
You understand?
Sure.
What you did was defraud the insurance company. That was your intent.
No.
Your intent was, oh yes, your intent was that it was really your car, because that's why you're here. That's why you're here. It was really your car. You put it in his name for insurance purposes, because if he took out the insurance, it would be cheaper. And then, when you all had a falling out, he took the car, and you want your car back. That's what the case is about. So it wasn't all of your cars, it was your car. That's what you're suing for, right?
Right.
Okay. So what you really did was, when you put the car in his name, which he acknowledges, and he acknowledges that it was put in your name for insurance purposes, right?
Yes.
You didn't pay her anything for the car, did you?
No.
She didn't make you a present of the car, did she?
No.
It was put in your name for one reason only, to defraud the insurance company, right?
Yes.
Now, when did you stop living together?
In February.
Who moved out?
I did.
What'd you do with the car?
Well, it sat at the house. I moved out on the 1st of February, and shortly after that, Justine, my brother, I guess, moved out of the house.
When?
As of, I think it was March, around March 1st.
When did you move out?
We moved out on March 1st.
And?
I actually had some problems with Justine and my brother trying to get some of the things, my belongings, back out of the house. Finally, I did get to pick up the motorcycle that was left in the garage.
I don't care about your things. That's not for me,
Right.
sir. What happened to the car?
Like I said, we had gotten into some arguments and things. I didn't take the car until almost the end of March. The car was left at the house.
In the old house?
Yeah, they actually moved out and didn't take the car with them.
Is that right?
And it sat
We
there.
couldn't. The title was not in my name, and it would be considered stolen, and the cops would have been called, and I would have gotten in trouble.
So you left the car there?
Had to.
So you left the car there?
Yes.
After you moved out on March 1st, when did you contact him?
For what?
For your car back.
I had tried calling him, and he wouldn't answer the phone. Tom had tried calling him, and he wouldn't speak to us. And so...
You wanted some stuff from the house.
He already got it.
What'd you do with the car, Mr. Harpster?
I sold it, actually.
To whom?
A friend of mine.
Show me. Show me proof that you sold it.
I don't even have proof, but I did, though.
When did you sell it?
3 weeks ago. Actually, I didn't even have a problem with giving them back the title for their car. I didn't want their car. I could care less about that car, but when I asked them for the rest of the things back, such as the key for the motorcycle that was left in the garage, they started a big problem. So
you sold the car?
No, not necessarily.
How much did you get for it?
$900.
What year car was it?
92 Acura.
How many miles did it have on it?
117,000.
Can I get the blue book on a 1992 Acura? Bird, it's a hatchback.
Yes.
Let's put it in fair condition, please.
What kind of car is it?
Integra GSR.
It wasn't a GSR. It was a GS.
GS.
Fair condition, 1625.
Can I take a look? That's the G. You have to teach me how to do this thing, please.
She has an Integra. There's the Integra list. 92 Acura.
Right, a GS.
Right, and then the GS. And then she has a GS hatchback. So 1625 on fair condition.
Your Honor.
What is it, sir?
As Tim's saying, that car is a GS. The GSR was it was a special edition. It was a only came in the hatchback. The car was a hatchback. If he had the title.
Only a difference of $100, sir. Listen, you have to consider yourself very, very lucky that I'm even considering any part of your claim, because usually when people come into a court with not clean hands, I throw them out.
I understand what you were saying as far as the defrauding insurance company, but the fact is that Tim was primarily driving that car. His car was often parked.
Let me explain something to you. You want me to read you what your girlfriend said in her complaint?
Well, I've read it.
You want me to read
myself.
you? Okay. The insurance policy on my car was about to expire, and Tim said he could put it on his policy so that I could get a cheaper rate. That's why she says that you put the car in his name,
That was
to
not
get
the-
a cheaper rate. That's fraud on the insurance company, sir. Any way you slice it. You're very, very fortunate that I'm considering any part of your claim. Certainly not worth $2,800. I don't believe that you got $900 for it. I'm not even sure that it's still not sitting in your driveway someplace.
No, it isn't. I did sell it.
And you sold it because you were angry over your property.
No, actually, I sold it because I asked them, I would have gave them the car back. Yes, I was upset about my property.
So why don't you
I'm not-
just say yes,
Yes, I was upset
instead
about
of
that.
excuses? So you were angry that they wouldn't give you the key to your motorcycle and the other things that
Your
you
Honor,
want. You said,
may
I'm
I?
speaking. So you said, car's in my name, and this, according to your answer, you said I could do whatever I want with it.
Plus,
That's what
also,
you
it was
said.
left there, yes.
That's what you said. Car's in my name, I can do whatever I want with it. Right?
Yes.
Good.
Your Honor, we did leave the car there, but what were we supposed to do? Remove
You
the
were
car?
supposed to do exactly what you did now, sir, which is immediately go to small claims court there and have a case that was heard sometime the beginning of March. That's what you're supposed to do.
Well, I was also speaking to other family members of mine. My brother Jim, who is an older brother than both of us, he was also speaking to Tim because we are family and we didn't want to have to resort to this, you know.
But
and
ultimately you did.
Had to.
That's we had taken
Right.
everything else we could. And that's,
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,700. That's all. Goodbye.
Judges. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, sir. Have a seat, please.
All right, let's see if we can resolve this today. Okay? Bring your level down.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
Good. Ms. Hicks, the defendant is your son.
Yes, he is.
According to your complaint, there was an altercation in your home sometime last summer. And during the course of that altercation, he damaged a dining room table in your home.
That's
You
correct.
want him to pay for that table or for the repairs to the table. I honestly believe after reading the complaint and the answer, there's a lot more here, and probably not the reason for this lawsuit, but we'll get to that in a minute. This whole altercation started over your son's children from a previous marriage.
Correct.
I gather that you don't see those children regularly. Is that right, sir?
Once a year, if I'm lucky.
And you decided to form a more intimate relationship with the children's mother so that you could visit with them,
That's correct.
and made arrangements for the girls, they're two girls,
Yes, ma'am.
to come to visit you.
Correct.
Where do the girls live?
The girls live in Connecticut.
And where do you live?
I live in Oakland, California.
So, how old are they?
Leanna is 8. She'll be 9 in July, and Simone just turned 11 in January.
And ultimately, their mother agreed to let them come to visit you.
I had to go out and spend some time with them because neither one of us had seen the girls in 4 years, and see if they were willing to come. I didn't want to bring them out and have them, afraid. And I spent some time out there with them, and they were willing to come, and she was willing to let me.
But there was a stipulation to allowing the girls to come to California with you. What was the stipulation?
Is that I was in control and responsible for the girls. She did not want their father to have them alone. He could come visit them, he could spend time with them, he could do whatever he wanted to as long as I was there.
Did you tell your son that the girls were coming?
I told him that I was hoping to bring them back. I couldn't guarantee it. But as soon as we landed, I took the girls straight to his job.
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
So you saw your girls, you hadn't seen them in 4 years?
3 years and about eight and a half months.
Was it nice to see them?
Very nice.
And that all came about because of your mother's efforts.
Yes.
Did you communicate with your son the fact that the only stipulation was that he couldn't have the children alone without you?
Absolutely.
When did you tell him that?
When I called him and told him we had landed, I had the girls. And he said, you're coming by here. He wanted to spend some time with them. So I agreed to leave them at his job with him, and I would come back and get them. I honestly don't even know exactly what went on, but he ended up leaving his job and taking the girls to his house and then bringing them back to me at about 2 o'clock in the morning. And I told him we could not do that again. I was going to find out, and the whole point of this was to be able to have the girls back and forth on some type of a regular basis.
Why did you bring the girls back 2 o'clock in the morning?
Because that's what time I started work, was at 2:30 in the morning at my job.
That's right. That's right.
Wrong. That was wrong. Do you understand that that was wrong?
No, I don't understand it that
Okay,
way.
well, I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Your mother, through some effort, had reestablished a relationship with your 2 girls, and your 2 girls are in the custody of their mother. Absent a court order to the contrary, she has the right to stipulate what the parameters of this visit will be. And by returning the girls at 2:30 in the morning, that was behaving irresponsibly, totally irresponsibly.
Well, if I could speak here, if you want to know why, let's get on this subject of responsibility. She failed to pick them up. The whole thing came about with them staying with me at my job was the fact that she had to take her boyfriend back to his house in South San Jose. They hadn't eaten yet. They hadn't done anything. She's like, I have to run him back. I'll leave him here with you. I said, fine. They'll be here with me. I still got 3 more hours of work. They can stay for a couple hours. You come back, pick them up. Well, I'll go get something to eat, and that'd be the end of it. She never showed. I called 2 or 3 times. I'm stuck in traffic, or this took longer, whatever. I said, well, I need to go. I said, I'll take them home with me, feed them. They can stay with me. I'll bring them back in the morning on my way to work. I didn't want to bring them back at 2:30 in the morning. She insisted. I said, well, what do you want me to do? She didn't want me to take them at all. I said, okay, well, I'll just keep them here till 8, 9 o'clock at night. They'll just stay in my office for 8 hours a day until you feel like coming back to get them. And she agreed that wasn't acceptable either.
Is that what happened, Miss Hicks?
No.
Let me hear.
We got in there, I would say, somewhere around 4. And
To his office?
To his office. And I had to take Dwight back, because Dwight went with me to the East Coast. He wanted to keep the girls. He told me to go. He'd keep them here, and then we could go eat. That part is correct. I took Dwight back and dropped him off, turned around and came back. He called. He wanted to leave. I told him he couldn't. He said, well, I'll go take him to get something to eat, and then I'll meet you. I said, okay, that's fine. Then he called and said, no, I'm taking him home.
So ultimately the girls came home at 2:30 in the morning.
Right.
It was a mistake for you to leave them with your son,
That's true.
because that was in direct violation of your agreement with their mother.
That's true.
So what happened on the day of this altercation?
He called me that morning and
The
told
next
me,
morning?
No. I would say about 4 or 5 days later.
Had he seen the girls in that 4 or 5 day period?
No, I hadn't seen them once, Your Honor. Not to mention it was 3 weekends later when I arrived.
Okay. Had you called your mother about coming over to see the
Several
girls?
times.
Well, what happened when you called her about coming over to see the girls?
They were never there. She was never there. They were never there. Or when I wanted to come over, it just wasn't going to work out. I couldn't do that. Or a weekend when I just wanted to take them to the city. No.
Well, you couldn't take them away to the city, Mr. Freitas, because her agreement with their mother prohibited you from doing that.
I have joint custody of those kids.
No. If you have joint custody of the children, then what you do, sir, is you proceed with your rights in a court if your custodial rights are being interfered with. But your mother had an agreement with their mother. This was not your visitation. This was a gratuitous visit by their mother and their grandmother. So I don't know what kind of joint custody you have with the children if you haven't seen them in 4 years.
She won't let me see them. Every time the judge says I can see them, she goes to Puerto Rico.
Then you have to pursue that, sir. But you don't pursue that at the expense of this relationship, because this relationship is the only one that's enabling you, without having to go back to Connecticut, to see your girls.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Beverly Hicks says her son, Stan Freitas, destroyed her dining room table in a fit of rage. Stan says she wouldn't let him see his children.
Now, what happened when you went over to pick up the girls? Had you called first?
Yes, ma'am. 3 days straight. And the night before.
Okay, and the night before, did you make an arrangements to see the girls?
Yes. I told her I'd be coming by in the morning. She said, that's fine. You can come by in the morning.
Great, so you got there.
Yes, ma'am.
And what happened?
I knocked on the door. She said, come in. I went in. The girls weren't to be seen. I said, where are the girls? She said, you're not going to see them. I said, what do you mean by that?
Just a second. Did she say you're not going to see them or you're not going to take them away?
Her exact words, you're not going to see them. And in fact, I didn't see them the whole time I was there because my half-brother over there had them in the back bedroom. Wouldn't even let them come out to see me because she knew they'd be upset if they knew they couldn't see me, spend time with me, or leave with me, whatever the case.
No, there's a difference, Mr. Freitas. There's a difference in seeing them and taking them, sir.
Okay, seeing them then.
Did you tell your mother that you really only wanted to visit with the girls in the house?
Yes, I wanted to see their faces. She agreed to that. And when I showed up and plans changed, and then I couldn't see them, I couldn't spend time with them, not even in the house, that's what I was upset about. She had changed everything when I'd shown up. The reason she changed everything is because my new wife was sitting out in the car out front. Her entire look on her face, her attitude, her tone of voice was fine until when she opened the door and she realized that my new wife was sitting out in the car. That's when things turned sour. She began to yell. She rushed the kids into the back room with my half-brother and then said, you're not seeing them, you're not taking them, you just need to leave.
Why do you think that she had a problem with your new wife being involved with the visitation with the girls? Did she tell you?
No, she didn't tell me.
Did she say anything about your former wife saying that she didn't want the girls to be in her company?
No.
Did you ever tell him that, Miss Hicks?
Yes, I did.
What was the reason that the first Mrs. Freitas didn't want the second Mrs. Freitas to be involved with the children?
Because when the girls called his house, the messages were not relayed to Stan that the girls had called.
At least that's what wife number one reported to you. Whether she was right or wrong.
I have no clue.
You have no clue. But that was the arrangement.
Absolutely.
Okay, because they didn't know each other.
No, they've never met.
And the second Mrs. Freitas isn't the reason that the first Mrs. Freitas became the first Mrs. Freitas. I assume that...
No.
No.
So it was just a first wives thing.
Yes.
Right. Got it. Unreasonable. Mr. Freitas, that's unreasonable on her part. But that was the bargain. Okay, so then the girls are shuffled in the back room, and there's an argument between you and your son. Tell me about the argument.
Well, that's not exactly how it happened. Josh answered the door. I didn't answer the door. The girls were already in the back of the house playing in the room. And I came out to the dining area. He said, I'm here to get the girls. I had no idea Ileana was in the car. I said, you can't take the girls. You can stay here. You can see them. You can do whatever you want. You cannot take the girls. He screamed for Simone, and Josh came out, stood in the doorway of the kitchen, and he was going to get between us. I told him to stay back because I didn't want these two boys fighting.
He never came out, Your Honor.
And Stanley at that point bumped into me. I bumped back into him. We pushed back and forth. He yelled again for Simone and Leanna at the top of his lungs. I looked at Josh. Josh is standing. I said, get back. Go in there with the girls. Call the police. And at that, he picked the table up, and he threw the table. And I told him to get out of my house. He turned around and walked out. I followed him out. That's when I saw that Ileana was in the car, and AJ. I followed him around. We had a little more pushing and shoving, and he got in the car and left. The police came, took a report, did pictures. The girls were very upset. I went in and spent a little bit of time with them, told them that their dad wasn't mad at them, their dad was mad at me. And Simone says, Dad loses his temper a lot. It's okay.
And I assume that since that time you have not seen your youngest grandson.
No. I have only seen my grandson 4 times. He was 2 years old in January.
And you've not communicated with your son since then?
I have attempted to. He hangs up on me and tells me not to call.
Can I see the pictures of the table, please?
Okay, these are my pictures. This is the police report, and these are the police pictures. I attempted to work this out with him by getting him to just pay for the table, typed up a thing, signed it. My son gave it to him. He would not sign it or give him the money. He said he had to call and make sure that this would prevent any legal problems. Then the DA dropped the case, and so this was my only alternative.
No, the case was dismissed, Your Honor, in a court.
After a trial?
Facts were heard. The DA went back. I went back 4 times.
No.
4 days of work.
Pay careful attention to me, sir. Was there a trial?
No, there was 2 hearings, and it was thrown out. She keeps using this as an excuse to force a relationship with me and my family.
Okay, that's where we're at. You're absolutely right.
Yes, let's get there, ma'am.
Okay. But what I'm telling you is...
I'm working on it.
You know, I can understand your feeling when your girls are in California and you are relegated to a position of visiting them under their mother's rules. Okay? I can understand that. And if it's true, Mr. Freitas, that you have an order that permits you more liberal time with your girls that you're not able to enforce because their mother, for whatever reason, I am telling you I am sympathetic with that. You're targeting the wrong person.
I'm a little confused by that, Your Honor. All I'd like for her to do is just leave me alone. I'm not targeting her. I'm not saying bring them down again. I'm not saying have you talk to them. I let it go. After this incident, that was the end of it. And she won't let it go.
Because she's not ready to, you're her child.
She blew that shot, Your Honor. Tell me if I'm wrong, Your Honor. If this is your child, you look at his point of view and you work for his best interest, not some ex-wife.
No,
3,000 miles away. Or at least work it down the middle, you know, somewhere in between.
She can't do that,
well, then
Mr.
she made the deal with the devil, Your Honor. I didn't make the deal.
No, Mr. Freitas, that's not a deal with the devil, sir.
You haven't met my ex-wife?
Cute line. Mr. Freitas, your mother may have made a deal with the devil in order to get your girls here to California. And if that was the only way to do it, you shouldn't have put her in a position to say, well, now that you got the girls here, now we're going to play it by my rules. It may have all worked out eventually, given some time, but you wanted the...
But then again, Your Honor, it may not have. And considering it was 3 years and 8 months since I'd last seen him, what was I supposed to do? Hope that this worked out? And if it didn't, just suck up the next 4 years?
Just a minute. You want to know the answer? The answer is you got to see your children. You got
For 4
the
hours
answer is,
in my office.
Just a second. You got to see your children, and you could have seen them again. You know, listen, no, yes, Mr. Freitas, you're wrong. And I can't believe that. I cannot believe that you...
Neither could I.
No, Mr. Freitas, you're very angry. And I don't blame you for being angry at their mother if she's interfering with your rights to see your girls. Your target is the wrong person. She tried to do the right thing. You wanted her to breach her agreement, which could have, if the girls went home and said, I went out with Daddy and his new wife, and we spent the day, we spent overnight, we spent the weekend. Their mother says, that wasn't our agreement. They're never coming out to you again. You broke your word. All bets are off. It would have been a tragic mistake. So when you say to me, well, maybe it would have worked and maybe not, and then I would not have seen them for another 4 years, that's possible. But right now, she did it. She put your girls in the same state that you were, in the same county, on the same block, in the same house. You got to see them. To be able to see them, to visit with them, even once a year if your mother brings them out, is better than nothing. But you're picking on the wrong person, sir.
I'm not picking on her. When this incident happened, that was the last contact I've had with her, and she keeps repeatedly trying to have contact with me, and I don't want it. It's over. Go do your thing, leave me alone. That's all I ask.
Good. Give me the estimate for the table.
I tried to get him to pay for the table.
Listen, I know what it's about. I see no matter how hard I
These
try,
are the
he's going to be
receipts.
angry. Miss Hicks?
That's the
But
breakdown.
she's using this
These are the
table as an
receipts.
excuse.
Of course she is. I absolutely agree with you.
And that's right, Your Honor? That's right?
No.
When a judge in a criminal court said this is a bunch of nonsense...
Judge in the criminal court wasn't going to waste their time, Mr. Freitas, when you say, she wants me and I don't want anything to do with her. It's over. Not smart. Okay, Mr. Freitas, you have my sympathy as a parent who's having a difficult time establishing an ongoing relationship with two of your children. There may have been a reason for that. I don't know. I don't know what the reason for the breakup of your first marriage was. I don't know if you had the same kind of anger that you seem to have now, that's part of your personality. But I do have sympathy for you with regard to not seeing your girls. I think that to choose to target your mother...
I still don't get this target my mother. How have I targeted her?
You targeted your mother by cutting yourself off from her and cutting her off from her other grandchild. That's how you targeted her. You've said, it's okay for me not to have anything to do with my mother anymore. I'm cutting her off. She is now, in my mind, dead, and there is no reason for me to see her. I'm not going to allow her to see my child.
What reason would I have to see her? She wouldn't even let me see my own kids. I don't even have a phone number for where they're at. And she couldn't even let me see them.
She did let you see them. She brought them to your office. If she were going to
And on the first day, and then the whole time they were here, I wasn't allowed to see them?
Mr. Freitas, I want to tell you something. You know that relationships usually don't last, right?
Yes,
Is that a
ma'am.
fair statement? You know how many mothers you have? One.
Well, she needed to value it on the other side, too.
Shh. Listen, try receiving, Mr. Freitas. You're only going to have one mother. You're cutting off the wrong person. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,600. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Your Honor, this is case number 334 on the calendar. In the matter of Berger versus Berger, parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks, have seats.
Mr. Berger, you and the defendant used to be married. You have 2 children together. You've been divorced according to your complaint for 18 years.
Yes, ma'am.
You say that your former wife owes you $302.44, which you claim you overpaid in child support for one of your children who graduated from high school and the money was taken out of your pay.
Yes, ma'am.
You want her to give you back that money.
Yes, ma'am.
And your former wife says that she used that money for your daughter's graduation, the expenses for her graduation, and get over it. Which, quite frankly, considering everything in this world, would be my response to you, too, were you my ex-husband. But since we're not there, I'm going to find out whether there is any merit to your claim, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
You have how many children?
4.
How old are they?
The youngest is 14. The oldest is 24.
Okay, and with the defendant, you have an 18-year-old?
Yes, ma'am.
And?
22-year-old.
So it's only your 18-year-old daughter that we have issue with. Your younger children still live with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And how much child support were you paying when both children were living with your former wife?
When I was paying for both of them, at the end, it was $300 a week, I think it was.
$300 a week or $300 a month?
At sometimes, support was ordered per month. At sometimes, it was ordered per week.
You know?
Yes, ma'am. It was $760.
A month?
Yes, ma'am. This is the documentation of all the, since it's been going through child support enforcement, of how much he's been paying.
Did you ever pay, sir, $1,500 a month for support?
$1,500 a month? No,
Yeah.
ma'am.
So when you told me $300, that you were talking about $300 per month, not per week.
Yes, ma'am.
Per month.
It's been, sometimes support was ordered per week.
I understand that,
Yes,
but
ma'am.
when it was ordered per week, it was never $300 a week.
No, ma'am.
Well, then you made a mistake.
If I said that, then yes, I did.
Yes, you made a mistake. It was never $300 a week. Maybe it was $300 a month.
Okay.
That's all I wanted to find out.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
just wanted to find out whether you've been an overindulgent parent.
I've always paid what the court ordered me to pay.
I understand that you've always paid what the court ordered you to pay, sir. I also understand that you've had 2 more children and you've been able to at least contribute to their support also, and you have another family, which is really my question. Your daughter graduated from high school. They took out a payment after she graduated from high school of $300, and you want the money back.
Yes, ma'am.
Explain it to me.
The support was ordered to cease on June the 14th. They took out the full month of June, and I'm just asking for the other 2 weeks that shouldn't have been taken out.
Did you ask your former wife about it?
Yes, ma'am. I sent her.
And what did she say to you?
She said no.
Did she say anything about graduation expenses?
No, ma'am, she did not.
If she said something to you about graduation expenses, you know, the additional money that she had for graduation, for ring, for gown, for whatever. Gown, ring?
Shoes, everything.
Would you have said, sure, it's a one-shot deal?
We could have discussed it, yes, ma'am.
So why didn't you tell her?
I didn't tell him because every time I've tried to explain him, all I get back are nasty letters, and I really just didn't think he would do anything. I mean, he hadn't laid eyes on her in 2 years. So I didn't think he would do anything else.
Judge,
Yes.
I've done extra. I've bought both of the children a car. That's doing something extra.
That's true.
Yes, ma'am.
That's right, but that wasn't within the last 2 years, and I said 2 years he hasn't laid eyes
But
on
what
her.
happened 2 years ago, Mr. Berger?
I got tired. I mean, I never received phone calls from him. You know, she's changed her phone number. I have tried to call, but the phone number has been changed. I don't know when. It might have been recently. I don't know. I just basically give up.
That's too bad.
Yes, ma'am.
Did your father buy you a car?
He did.
Okay. Tell me your name.
Stacy Stack.
Stacy. When did he buy you a car?
2.5 years ago.
Did you thank him?
I did.
You still using the car?
No, ma'am.
What happened to it?
We went to go get it inspected, and the family friend that inspected it said that it wasn't good. It was rusted underneath and that it could break down at any time. So we bought a new car.
How long did you use it for?
I used it for about 6 months.
Okay. So before 2 years ago, you had contact with your dad?
Not a lot. I called him, the last time that I've talked to him or seen him was I called him so I can go up there and see him, and then he said okay, and then the day of, or the day before, he came by and said, no, we have to go somewhere else, and they left, and I haven't talked to him or seen him since then.
That sound familiar?
I think something came up at that time. Yes, ma'am.
Can't come up.
Ma'am.
Nothing can come up. Nothing.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Mr. Berger, we're going to get you $302 back.
Yes, ma'am.
You might want to buy something nice for your daughter.
Yes, ma'am.
Remember, you have 4 children.
Yes, ma'am, I do.
And later today,
I was told by the 6-year-old that the boyfriend had picked him up by his ears and dropped him to the floor. And so I called DHS because if he'd do this, he might do something worse.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Hayward Berger claims ex-wife Cynthia Berger owes for the return of child support. Hayward says he overpaid by $300.
All very sad. There really is no defense to it. Money was supposed to stop, correct?
According to the papers, yes. When we went to court, before we go in, child support enforcement speaks to me, and they told me that it would continue to the end of the month. He was still obligated to the end of the month. I said, are you sure? Yes, he's obligated to the end of the month. I said, okay. We went in, and the judge said he would stop because he wanted it stopped on her graduation day. And I called child support enforcement again, told them, you know, and they said, no, he's still obligated till the end of the month. So I just, you know.
You took it. The judge makes the order, and the judge said it's supposed to stop on the 14th. How old are you?
18.
When were you 18?
March 13th.
And the overpayment was $302?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. Berger?
Yes, ma'am.
We're going to get you $302 back.
Yes, ma'am.
You might want to buy something nice for your daughter, but you're entitled to it back.
Yes, ma'am.
Remember, you have 4 children.
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Good. That's all. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $302.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
It seems like when it counts in front of the judge or whatever, she comes off as a good guy and I come off as a bad guy.
Every time he's mad at me, he hasn't seen the children, he didn't take the children, he doesn't buy them presents, and he says it's because of me.
My daughter going by my ex-wife's maiden name shows some of what's been going on, the brainwashing for the kids.
I would have liked him to start seeing us when we were little so we'd get to know him, but we're older now and we know what happened, so.
There's many trips I've made. It's a 2.5-hour drive from my house to their house to pick the children up.
He's never tried. He cares more about the money than myself and my brother.
I would like to have a relationship with my kids in Richmond and try to mend fences if possible.
Maybe it's hopefully the last thing I see of him. I haven't seen him in 2 years and it really doesn't bother me any.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Isbell versus Espinoza. Step forward, please.
Homemaker Holly Isbell is suing her former friend, 25-year-old nurse's assistant Michelle Espinoza, for unpaid babysitting fees and miscellaneous expenses. Holly says she cared for Michelle's kids while she was in the hospital.
Ms. Isbell, according to your complaint, the defendant was hospitalized.
Yes, ma'am.
And you were contacted to see if you could fill in while she was hospitalized, which was on an emergency basis, to watch her 5 children?
Yes, ma'am.
You agreed to watch her children, and you want to be reimbursed for babysitting services as well as miscellaneous expenses for the children while they were in your care.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Espinoza says the 2 of you were friends. You used to watch each other's children all the time. You filled in for each other. There was never an agreement to pay you for babysitting services, and she doesn't owe you anything. In addition to the babysitting services, it is your claim that the defendant also has embarked on various acts of harassment, and
Yes,
you want
ma'am.
to be compensated for that. How long have the 2 of you been friends?
Probably for about a year and a half, almost to 2 years.
And you have children?
Yes, I do. I have 3.
How old are your children?
Mine are 12, 6, and 4.
And how old are Miss Espinoza's children?
6, 3, almost 2. She has 2 twins. And then the baby is almost 8 months.
And were there times when the 2 of you exchanged babysitting services?
I remember one time that she's watched my children, yes.
And was there any payment?
No, there wasn't.
Any other times that you watched her children?
There was payment, yes, ma'am.
Now, when did you go into the hospital?
On the 21st of April.
For what?
For kidney stones.
When did you receive a call, Miss Isbell, that there was need for your service?
I received a call from one of her friends on March 21st. She said that Michelle told her to call me because she needed somebody to watch the kids for a couple of days, that she was going to go in the hospital. And I called the hospital, and they said that she had already been admitted. So they gave me her room number, and she was in pain. She said that they were already giving her pain medicine, and that her fever was really high, and that they didn't know what was really wrong with her at the time, and that it was only going to be for a couple of days. I agreed to watch them for a couple of days.
Fine.
And in that agreement, I said the same arrangement goes as prior. And
No, Miss Isbell, I don't think you said that to her. I think you're a nice lady, and I think that if somebody is saying to you, I'm in the hospital and I have a very high fever and I'm in a lot of pain, I don't think that a nice lady like you would say, well, I'll take care of the children for a couple of days, but you know it's going to be on the same payment arrangement that we had before. I don't think you would say that. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, ma'am.
So the children were dropped off at your house, and then what happened?
They were dropped off, and what was brought in was a gallon of milk and a few diapers and about a half of baby formula, about this big. And then when I called her at the hospital, because I didn't know how to reach her boyfriend, I said, look, you know, the kids are running out of diapers again.
When did you call her?
The very next day. And she said that she was fixing to have tests, and that she would get a hold of her boyfriend, and that she would bring all the stuff that was needed. Well,
Not she.
Not she, but the boyfriend. Well, he brought over a bag of potato chips, about 7 cans of Cokes, and that was it. And then I noticed bruisings on some of the kids, and just different things that were happening. And the 3-year-old had bruisings on his ears. And then when I called to ask Michelle about that, she said that she hadn't noticed anything about that. And then I was told by the 6-year-old and by the 3-year-old that the boyfriend had picked him up as a punishment by his ears and dropped him to the floor. And so I called DHS because I was scared that if he'd do this, he might do something worse.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Holly Isbell says former friend Michelle Espinoza owes for unpaid babysitting fees. Michelle says there was never an agreement to pay.
Where was the boyfriend for the 4 days?
He works.
What kind of work does he do?
He's a cook.
And did you give her any money for the 4 days that she watched the children? Just not for payment, but for the food that they ate. You know, if it costs her an extra $150 for the 4 days,
When
the children are with you. Let me finish. If it cost her an extra $150, don't you think that it was your responsibility, your boyfriend's responsibility to see to it that she had what she needed for the children?
When I offered her for money or to bring groceries over there, because I can't just give her my food stamp card because I'd get in trouble.
I'm not asking you to give her your food stamp card. Your boyfriend works. I assume that he works for money, not food stamps. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, how much money did he give her?
None that I know of.
Right. Well, that's not fair.
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, I'm the one that packed everything for her kids.
Well, then come up and tell me what you packed.
All
tell me
right.
your name.
And I called her in the beginning.
Tell me your name.
Jessica Flores.
All right, Miss Flores, what did you bring over for the children?
I packed 4 changes of clothes, 3 sleeping clothes.
I'm not talking about clothes.
Okay.
Let's not talk about clothes.
I
She
gave
didn't
her
buy any clothes.
24 diapers for the
24
baby.
diapers?
For the baby. And the twins are in diapers. I gave her 50 for the twins.
Mm-hmm.
And when I did the milk, Michelle had the big count on my ounces, but it's not the 12 ounce. It's like a 32 ounce, and it was brand new. It wasn't even opened. I put that in with the Pampers and a gallon of milk because Michelle told me that's all she wanted.
Is that what she brought over to you?
No, ma'am.
What
It
did
was
she bring
not.
over?
She brought over, now the can size is right, but it was half full. And she did not pack 50 diapers for the twins. It was more like 12.
Do you have a receipt for items that you bought for the children during that time?
I do not, because I only paid once to buy just a really cheap pack of diapers for the twins.
So how much did you pay?
Food was $169.41 because I had to replace everything, you know, because they ate a lot.
Okay,
They didn't get to go to school.
$169.41 for 4 days for 5 children. What else?
And I'm asking for replacement of the mattress or replacement of the bed because her oldest son had wet on the bed for 2 nights and hid it.
Well, how old is he?
He's 6.
Okay. Do you think that it's possible that his mother is in the hospital and he's taken out of his familiar surroundings and he's taken to your house, that he's a little bit agitated, so you're blaming a 6-year-old because he tried to hide the fact that he had had an accident in the bed? Miss Isbell, get it together. Now tell me about the harassment.
She would call and she would leave messages on my phone, and I have one tape.
I'd like to hear it.
Holly, I don't appreciate you going to a mission outreach or Compilation or wherever and using my name to get my children diapers, and when you tell me you paid for them, what kind of Christian person are you? Now, I'm sick of you trying to run around this town and ruin my name or giving me bad trouble. You keep on and you will have trouble yourself, Holly. Now, I'm just a little bit sick and tired of this.
All right, so she's telling you she's angry because you've been saying bad things about her. Go ahead.
But
it's not harassment.
Well, this was because 2 days after, DHS was knocking on my door. And there's another case involving me and my daughter that she knows about. It involves a sexual act that happened to someone, and she knew about it. And
so you think that she called Children's Services to report on you?
I really believe that.
Okay, she may have, but you can't prove it. So far, I think that she has to reimburse you for your expenses with regard to taking care of her children, because I think that that's the right thing to do. And I think that there was probably an implied agreement to take care of your children's necessaries. Now, how much do you think is appropriate to reimburse Miss Isbell for the service that she provided in watching your children for 4 days?
I don't know what she purchased on my children. She went to the Compassion Outreach for diapers that she said she purchased herself.
No, she's not asking for diapers. She's not asking for diapers at all. She spent $169.41. That's what she says she spent
If she
for the
spent
children.
that, why didn't she ask me for groceries when I asked her to go get them?
Oh, I want you to turn around and look at her. Turn around and look at her. Miss Espinoza, I want you to say the following words. Thank you for taking care of my children when I couldn't and my boyfriend couldn't.
Thank you for taking care of my children when I couldn't and my boyfriend couldn't.
Good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $169.41. Thank you.
Case number 102 on the calendar in the matter of Rittenhour versus Hill. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Ms. Rittenhour, Mr. Hill is your soon-to-be ex-son-in-law, and it is your claim that he owes you for a small loan that you made to him to pay his mortgage and for some babysitting services for your 3 grandchildren.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Hill says that the mortgage payment was your idea. There was never any discussion of repayment for it, and he's going to tell me the story about the babysitting services. I want to start with you, Mr. Hill. How long have you been married?
Since '95.
And how old are your children?
10, 7, and 12.
How long have you been separated from your wife?
Since '05.
And how long have the children been living with you? You have custody?
Since '05.
Since '05?
Yes, ma'am.
Did your wife leave the house?
Yes.
Did she have somebody else?
At the time, no, I don't know. I don't think so.
But she left?
Yes.
And she left you with the children?
Well, when she originally left, she took the kids with her. The kids wasn't happy living with Miss Rittenhour here. The kids told Tina this many times. Tina told me over the phone that I could have custody. We went to court for the custody.
That's not true, Your Honor.
Just a second. Was custody adjudicated in court?
Yes. When we went
That's
to
all
court.
I have to hear. Custody was adjudicated in court?
Yes.
Did you and your wife make an agreement with regard to the custody of the children?
Yes.
So it was resolved between the two of you that you would have custody and she would have visitation?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you get child support for the children?
It's court ordered, but I haven't received the first check yet.
And how long has it been since you got child support from their mother?
I believe it was April or May of last year, '06.
Now, Ms. Rittenhour, when do you claim you made this loan to Mr. Hill with regard to the mortgage payment?
October 27th of 2006.
Tell me about it.
Mr. Hill was at my house stating that him and the children wanted to move back to his home because he was living with his mom, but he didn't have the money for the mortgage payment. I stated to Mr. Hill that I would lend it to him. He come back and said that he did not want any handouts and that he would pay me back. And I stated that he can make payments, and I haven't received a penny from Mr. Hill.
Your Honor, that's wrong.
Okay. Now tell me about the babysitting.
The babysitting, Mr. Hill asked me if I would watch the 3 children for him while he worked, that he would pay me. And I said, okay, $75 a week, and he okayed that. And I said, but he had to be home by 7 that evening. Well, Mr. Hill called me that Friday, because it was only a week that I watched him. That Friday, he called me, and he stated that he would be a few minutes late, that his sister was in a car accident, and I said, okay. This was at 5 p.m. I called him at 10:07 in the evening to ask him if he would be back by 8 to pick up the children, and he said, yes, Vern, I'm leaving now, and hung up on me. And so in the meantime, I was on the computer with the 2 granddaughters, and I received an IM through the computer, which was Mr. Hill's mom, saying all these harsh things to me. And then Mr. Hill came and blew the horn at 8 o'clock and picked up the children. And then when I got on my computer, I seen that I had 2 emails that Saturday, the day after, where Mr. Hill was apologizing for his mom. And I also have an email here stating that his mom wanted me to accept her apology as well.
So what does that have to do with anything?
Because Mr. Hill
What does that have to do with anything?
Mr. Hill should have called me and told me that he was going to be late and not call his mom and have his mom to IM me through the computer. It was between me and him, not me, him, and his mom.
He told me that he called you at 5 o'clock. He said his sister was in an automobile accident and he was going to be late. Didn't you just tell me that?
He said a little late.
So what? You're with your 3 grandchildren. Do you work?
No, ma'am.
So what else do you have to do? If he said he had a family emergency, what's the big deal?
Because I watched him before, and he's never picked them up until 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night.
We're not talking about that. We're talking about one particular day. You watch the children for 1 week. According to you, watch... Where do you think you are? You watched the children for 1 week. You said he was supposed to pick them up at 7. I assume the other days he picked them up at 7. Called you the last day, said, my sister was in an automobile accident. I'm going to be a little late. And he comes to pick the children up 1 hour late. And I'm asking you, you're the grandmother. What's the big deal?
The big deal is I watched him 4 months prior to that, and I never charged anything. And
you shouldn't charge anything.
And he was coming and picking the children up at 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night when it's a school night.
Then you shouldn't have volunteered to watch them again if it wasn't satisfactory arrangement. If it wasn't a satisfactory arrangement 4 months before, then you shouldn't have volunteered to watch them again. It would seem to me that if you are the mother of a deadbeat parent, which you are, because your daughter is a deadbeat, she has not sent support for her children since April of '06, that if your contribution could be helping to watch your grandchildren so that he can work and support them, you shouldn't be here today asking for $75 for babysitting services.
Well, how can my daughter be a deadbeat? She's paying child support for the grandchildren.
No,
she's also
not.
giving medical insurance for them.
He hasn't received child support from her since April of '06.
Because he keeps dropping it. It's like this. If she doesn't do what Mr. Hill wants her to do, then he'll go file it. If she does what he wants her to do, he'll drop it.
Listen to me, madam. A parent has an obligation to support children that they made. It is irrelevant to me whether it's a mother or a father. If the father has custody of the children and the mother has no children, then what she's got to do is work and pay child support because the children need to be supported.
I understand that, Your Honor.
Right.
And
so if I was the mother of a parent who did not pay child support and my contribution could be helping to babysit with my children, I wouldn't complain because the father was an hour late because of an emergency. Now, you want to tell me the story about the mortgage?
July of last year, I moved in with my mother because I was having problems paying bills. I moved down in there, had the kids enrolled in school. Everything was going well. Tina called me maybe 4 months after I moved down there, wanting to know if she could take over our house that we had purchased together. That's fine. If she was going to do it, that was fine. I gave Tina $1,000 cash, and the $1,000 was meant to be for the mortgage payment, the electric payment, and the ground rent where we live. She paid the ground rent and the electric. She never paid the mortgage, took off with the money. Then she calls me a week later and tells me she can't afford the house. Now the mortgage payment's never been paid.
That's not true.
Don't speak.
The mortgage payment was never made. Verna started calling me, asking me to move back. I have phone records of this, how many times she's called.
I'd like to see them.
They're all highlighted in yellow. Verna
She
started
called you
calling
at your mother's house.
on my cell phone.
Or
Yeah.
your cell phone. Go ahead.
She called me wanting me to come back to move up there so she could be closer to the kids, because at this time I was like 150 miles away from her and her daughter. I told her, being I gave my wife Tina all this money, I didn't have money to move back. She agreed to pay the payment for me if I moved back so she could be closer to the kids and part a Christmas present, because it was November when we moved back.
Your Honor, that's not true.
You didn't want to see your grandchildren?
Your Honor, I do want to see my grandchildren. I haven't seen my grandchildren in 3 months for whatever reason. I don't know. I've seen...
You told me that you were watching them in May.
Well, it's been 2 months.
Oh,
1 or 2 months. I do know.
You told me you babysat for them in May.
1 week she did.
June 6th.
I only watched them for 1 week.
Well, that's not 2 months. 2 months haven't passed, madam.
Well...
I'm asking you, didn't you want to see your grandchildren?
Of course, I do want to see my grandchildren.
No, didn't you, when he was living 150 miles away?
Yes, I do wanted to...
So that if Mr. Hill says that when you spoke, you said that you would take care of the mortgage payment, you telling me that you didn't have a discussion with him?
We did have a discussion about the mortgage payment. He told me he did not want any handouts, that he would pay it back. And I said, well, just make it in payments. And he said whatever was left, he would just pay it when he got his taxes back.
That's wrong, Your Honor.
It's wrong. I don't think I believe you, Miss Ridenour. I don't think I believe you at all. And what I find ludicrous is that you seem to have a reasonable relationship with your daughter because your daughter is here with you. And I assume that because she's here with you, you have a reasonable relationship with her. But you have 3 grandchildren. And why in the world would you want to antagonize over what amounts to no money? Certainly, you're not out any out-of-pocket money with regard to the $75 for babysitting services. Worst thing that you did was you took care of your grandchildren for a couple of days. Big deal. So the worst thing that you're out is a few $100s for a mortgage payment that allowed the grandchildren to be closer to you and your daughter. And I don't understand why you would antagonize the custodial parent of your 3 grandchildren. Antagonize him.
Your Honor, they even called Child Protective Services on me.
No, I most certainly did not.
One of them, too.
We did not.
Since I've moved back in November.
No, I most certainly did not.
Since I moved back in November, them 2 are the only ones that have been in my house. When I was moving back, I was carrying a dresser down my hallway. I tripped and my back hit the wall, which put a hole in the wall like about that big. Whoever called Child Protective Services told them that I was abusive, that I didn't have food in the house, that the kids were going to school dirty, there were the hole in the wall, stuff, just made up a bunch of stuff about me. Well, Child Protective Services have a lady in my kids' school all day, every day.
That is not true, Your Honor.
This lady sees my kids all day, every day. The lady pulled the kids out of class, asking them a bunch of questions, if I ever hit them, if we have food. And the call went through to Child Protective Services on April 16th. April 12th is when we went to court for child support.
Gotcha.
That was the following Monday.
Gotcha.
Thursday, when we went to court on the 12th, that next day was Friday. That's the day she agreed she didn't want to watch kids no more.
Gotcha. Your case is dismissed, Mr. Rittenauer, and I would suggest you try very hard to make up with Mr. Hill so that you can see your grandchildren. That's all. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
For me to make up with Mr. Hill, see my grandkids,
It's all stemming back to trying to hurt me.
I guess I won't see them.
Trying to get the kids back with her. That's all it is.
I hate to say it, but that's just the way I feel.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Trammell versus Moore Barclay. Step forward, please.
24-year-old Christopher Trammell is suing his stepfather-in-law, Orlando Moore, and his son, 16-year-old Kendall Barclay, for the cost to fix his Chevy Blazer.
Mr. Trammell, I assume it's this young man who is your wife's half-brother?
Yes.
And you're his father?
Yes, ma'am.
According to your complaint, this young man, whose name is?
Kendall,
came for a visit.
Yes.
Visiting his sister, and you opened your house and said, sure, he can stay with us. It was during a holiday period?
Well, the February recess.
And while he was there, without your permission, he took your car and he crashed it.
Yes.
You want his father to be responsible for the damage.
Yes, ma'am.
And his father said, you know that he's nothing but trouble and that you should have watched him more carefully.
Well.
That's his defense. Why don't you sit down for a moment, sir? I'll get to you in a minute. Kendall! Are your hands in your pockets?
No.
Perfect. How old are you?
16.
Do I make you nervous?
No.
It's unfortunate. I will try to change that. Why would your father say that you're trouble?
I am.
What do you mean you are?
Sometimes I make trouble.
You make trouble at home?
No.
Where?
On the streets.
But you've never been in trouble with the police.
No.
You're lucky. Now, Why did you decide to go to visit your sister?
Because I wanted to spend time with my nephew.
I don't understand you when you're mumbling. Make believe you're outside talking to your friends.
I wanted to spend time with my nieces and nephews.
That's a good thing. How did you get there?
Chris picked me up.
Your sister's husband?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So he's a pretty nice guy?
Yeah.
So he's a pretty nice guy?
Yeah.
So he's a pretty nice guy?
No.
Yes. Say yes.
Yes.
Do you have a driver's license?
No.
What does that mean to you when you don't have a driver's license?
Can't drive.
Tell me about when you took his car.
Well, they were sleeping when I took their car.
They were sleeping, so it was late at night.
Yes.
Where were you going?
I wanted to ride up to Wegmans.
I don't understand a word you said.
I wanted to ride to Wegmans.
Wanted to ride to Wegmans. And where did you get the keys from?
They're in the entertainment system.
So you stole the keys?
Yes.
And you stole the car?
Yes.
And what happened?
I drove up to Wegmans and I came back.
I don't hear you.
I drove up to Wegmans and then I came back. I was going to park the car because my brother, he parks in a certain spot.
I don't hear you.
I drove the car to Wegmans and I came back. And then I wanted to get in the driveway. So I was parked in the wrong spot, so I had to move it. I went and moved the car and then I took off and then it hit the next door neighbor's house.
You hit the next door neighbor's house?
Yes.
What did you do?
I didn't do nothing and the cops came. So then they asked me a few questions and I answered them.
Now you can stand up. Does your son go to school?
Yes, ma'am.
Does he have a job?
No, ma'am.
Why not?
He is currently looking for employment.
Well, when was the last time he had employment?
He is 16 years old. There's only very few jobs in Rochester for a 16-year-old to do.
So let me ask you this question, sir. Who do you think is responsible for him?
To be honest, when Christopher came to my address and picked Kendall up, I figured he assumed full responsibility.
Yes, he wasn't supposed to see that anything happened to him, but let's say that your son, while he was visiting with his sister and her husband, committed a burglary. Would that have been his fault?
Yes, ma'am.
No. 16-year-old boy who's almost as big as his father knows the difference between right and wrong, and one way or another, sir, you have to teach him a lesson. And what lesson is he learning from this whole process here? He wasn't arrested.
No.
So there were no repercussions from the justice system, right?
As far as I know,
so what
yes.
lesson do you think this whole process is teaching your son?
I think he's pretty much learned his lesson. That
Why? What has he had to do as a result of this?
He's gotten most of his privileges taken away.
What privileges did he have taken away?
No computer, no...
No computer. What else?
He has his PlayStation and iPod taken away from him.
Taking away someone's iPod, sir, is not exactly punishment for destroying this man's car.
See, Kendall has an ADDH situation.
So do 40% of the children, according to statistics in this country.
Well,
they don't steal cars. They don't steal cars.
They do.
Yeah, so do a lot of people without ADHD steal cars. You know, don't give him an excuse, Mr. Moore. You give him an excuse for doing the wrong thing, that he's ADHD, and I guarantee you, you're going to be looking for trouble forever. Forever. ADHD has nothing to do with stealing cars. He wanted to go to a store. He took the car to go to a store. He knew he had no right to take the car to go to a store. That has nothing to do with ADHD.
Well,
that has to do with doing the wrong thing.
That's the frame of mind. That's why he takes the medication, so it keeps his mind focused off of things like this.
I have 11 grandchildren, sir. I reared and helped rear 5 children. I know all about this ADHD stuff. And I know all about parents who will make excuses for their children's bad behavior and ascribe it to a learning disability. So if that's, believe me, he was focusing on getting the keys and going to the store. Believe me. You're going to pay him, and he's going to pay you. And then there is a reaction to his action. And I guarantee you, sir, that's as good as any medication he takes.
So there's...
Any medication he takes.
So there's no responsibility on his side at all?
It would be different if he threw him the keys and said, take the car and go to the store.
I wasn't there.
He just told me what happened. He waited until they went to sleep, and then he went to the entertainment center where the keys were kept, and he took the keys. He told me that. Not him. You make excuses for him, sir. You're going to find yourself before a judge much more frequently than the one time you're going to appear before me. And you give him the excuse of having ADHD for excuse for bad behavior, you are committing a terrible,
It's not an
terrible.
excuse.
It's an excuse. One thing had nothing to do with the other with regard to his taking that truck that day. And if you give him an excuse, you are parentally doing him a terrible disservice. I, however, am doing him a service, because unless you want to be out $4,500 yourself, what you're going to do is you're going to have him get a job, and every penny that he earns he's going to give you until the $4,500 is paid off. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $4,500.
You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat. Folks.
Mrs. Macias, how long have you been divorced?
Since August of 1985.
And you have how many children together?
One.
That's this young lady, I assume, right here.
Yes.
Tell me your first name.
Chantel.
How old are you?
17.
Chantel, do you think you've been an easy teenager?
I've had my ups and downs, but I really wasn't a bad teenager, no.
But ups and downs.
Yeah, ups and downs, of course.
This lawsuit is about a time that you were living with your father.
Yes.
You had lived with your father once before when you were younger, and then you lived with your mother, and then you ran away, and you lived with somebody else, and then ultimately you ended up with your father for a while.
Yes.
And that didn't work out.
No, Your Honor.
And you left.
Yes, I did. He was never there because he had to work
you left.
all the time. I'm serious.
Your father says that when you left him a $400 long-distance phone bill, and he sold the bedroom furniture to pay for the phone bill, right?
That's correct.
So I have a couple of questions. Who bought the bedroom furniture?
I did, Your Honor.
When?
It was September 3rd of close to 2 years ago, a year and a half ago.
I drove up to Seattle and helped my ex move some things out of storage that she had in storage, and some of the items that were in there was a bedroom suite that did belong to my daughter, and
That was purchased by your former wife?
Correct. And I brought it back to Portland and to my house, and I set her up in a bedroom there.
Great. And how long did your daughter live with you?
She moved in last May, and she stayed with me until the 29th of February of this year, Your Honor.
What happened in February?
Well, it was kind of a long road from May to February. I tried to...
Okay, let's keep it a very short road.
Okay.
The short road is things weren't working out?
Yeah, there were some frustrations, difficulties, discipline problems.
Okay. Did you ask her to leave, or did she leave on her own?
She left on her own, Your Honor.
Tell me about it.
I came home Tuesday from work, and there was a car parked in my driveway, Idaho license plates on it. I had no idea who owned the car. All I know that it was from Idaho. When I came into the house, I just went to see where my daughter was, and she was sound asleep on her bed downstairs, and there was this other person wandering through my house at that time.
The other person was of the male or female persuasion?
That was a female, Your Honor. I don't know her approximate age, but I imagine 17, 18, 19, something like that.
Okay.
At that time, that kind of really agitated me because we'd been going through this. I'd asked my daughter repeatedly not to bring people over unless I had a chance to meet them, and if I approved them of them, then it was fine, but she just disregarded that and just did as she pleased. I went upstairs, and I found that there was some liquor taken out of my cupboard upstairs, and I confronted my daughter with it, and at that time she said to me, "It's not my problem, it's no big deal. It's my problem." And at that point, I just got kind of really frustrated, and I told her, I said, "Chantel, I think what we need to do here is I'm going to come home tomorrow. I'm going to put you on the bus, send you back up to your mom for a couple of days. I want to kind of sort things out here as what we can do, because things aren't going very good here right now." At that point, when I told her what I was going to do, she just blew up and started ranting and raving and cursing at me. And she left with a friend, or that person that was there. And
Okay, so you told her that you were going to send her back to her mom's for a while, but she just left with the friend
that's correct,
in the
Your
car
Honor.
from Idaho.
Yes.
Where did you go when you left with your friend from Idaho?
I had went to my boyfriend's house, and I stayed the night.
Boyfriend?
Yeah,
This-
my boyfriend, Sean
Sean.
Kelly. And
How long did you stay at his house?
2 nights.
Did anybody know where you were?
His
Did you call your
parents.
mom?
Yeah, I tried to call her. I did call her.
Try. No.
Actually,
Did you-
I did call her, but I
Did
didn't
you
get
speak
to
to
talk
her?
to her. No.
So nobody knew where you were. Your mother or your father didn't know where you were at the time?
No.
Okay. So after 2 nights at your boyfriend's house, where did you go?
I went to my mother's house.
Who drove you there?
Bristol.
The girl that you were with?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And when for the first time did you ask your dad for your furniture back?
Right after I moved out. And he told me that I owed him a phone bill. And I told him, yes, I'm sorry. I currently didn't have a job at the time, and I was in the position of getting one. But I told him I would be more than happy to make one. And
make a what?
A payment plan.
Mm-hmm.
And that he said he wanted everything in full right now, or, you know, I'm selling the furniture. He called me and said that he had a buyer for the furniture, and that if I didn't have it by Friday, that it was gone. And me and my mother, we drove down there the following weekend and to go get the furniture, and we popped in as a surprise, and he said that he had sold it. So
popped in as a surprise?
Yeah, like, so we didn't let him know we were coming, so he couldn't, like, we caught him off guard, you know. And so he said that he had sold the furniture.
Mr. Girton, let me tell you what your problems are, sir. Teenagers very often have very expensive phone bills. It's nice if teenagers pay them, but you can't set off her phone bill against furniture that you neither bought nor paid for. Her mother bought the furniture. Now, if you said to me, I sold the furniture was there in my house for my daughter to use when she was living with me, she's no longer living with me, I sold it, I would say you're absolutely right. But you got the furniture from her mother. You can't sell that furniture. And you can't sue your daughter for a phone bill because she's a minor. I know a lot of teenagers. $400 for a phone bill is a lot of money. Sometimes I would have had a big smiley on my face if the phone bill was only $400. You got it?
Mm-hmm.
Seems to me that the two of you should be working together, even though you're not married anymore, because your daughter seems to be running the show. Yeah. You understand? You couldn't have thought that your former husband was such a bad guy if you said you try to take care of her for a while because she's beyond me.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
That's what happens with teenagers, especially teenagers who are the children of divorce. Sometimes they like their mothers, sometimes they like their fathers, but they will always use one against the other.
And later today,
I put shaving cream on the side of her garage.
Why?
I was retaliating.
So far, you're honest. I give you that. Dumb, but honest.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 17-year-old Chantal Girton says her father, Richard Girton, won't return her bedroom furniture.
So first you were a villain, then he was a villain. Now you're okay. Do you understand?
Yes.
That's what happens with teenagers, especially teenagers who are the children of divorce. Sometimes they like their mothers, sometimes they like their fathers, but they will always use one against the other. If you allow that to happen, you're being a fool. But you're entitled to the money for your furniture back because you paid for it. Let me see the bills for the furniture. Chantel, are you going to school?
Yeah,
that was, suggests to me that that's not a quick yes.
I'll be starting in next month.
All right, so you see, the answer is no, you are not going to school. Are you working?
No.
So you're 17 and a half years old, you're neither working or going to school. Where's the boyfriend? How close does he live to you?
He lives with his friend next to me in Everett.
You live with a friend?
Yeah.
Not yet. Yes,
Yes.
Button up your shirt. Nice. If you come to court, don't show me your undershirt. Do you work?
Yes, I work.
For whom?
A roofing company.
Hmm?
A roofing company.
How old are you?
I'm 20.
Well, how much did you pay? $23.93?
Yes, Your Honor.
$23.93. And what is this for? Is this the same agreement?
There's one for the stereo mount, balance owing.
And what's
other
the
for
balance
bedroom.
owing on the stereo?
$1,300 plus tax.
What'd you do with the stereo?
I sold it, Your Honor.
It's $36.93. That's what it comes to. Bedroom set and the stereo. How much did you sell it for?
$450.
It's going to cost you $36.93 to replace it. Judgment for the plaintiff, that's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She's done numerous things in the past where she hasn't been accountable, and my only intent was trying to make her become accountable for some of the things she did.
I really did want to get to know my father and become close with him, but that didn't happen. And I'm hoping someday maybe there could be a chance.
Hey, sweetie.
And now the next case.
All parties on Radford versus Talbot. Step forward, please.
41-year-old Valerie Radford is suing her neighbors, Dwayne Talbot, his wife Terry, and their daughter, 16-year-old Ashley. Valerie says Ashley vandalized her garage with shaving cream.
Are you the daughter?
Yes.
You're the daughter who did the damage?
Yes.
Are you their neighbor?
Yes.
Father?
Yes.
Mother?
Yes.
Who are you?
Insurance broker.
Sit down, please. Shh. What kind of damage did you do to the plaintiff's house?
I put shaving cream on the side of her garage.
Why?
I was retaliating because her son threatened my brother.
What did the side of her garage have to do with that?
Well, I just got it with shaving cream.
Now, what did putting shaving cream on the side of her house, is the garage attached to the house?
Yes.
What did that have to do with this childhood squabble?
Well, I wasn't going to use eggs because eggs damage too much, and so I was just like...
What were you going to do anything for?
Because I was retaliating from what her son said to my brother.
Well, that's pretty stupid.
Yeah.
When did you do that?
It'll be a year in June.
Did she catch you doing it?
Yes.
Did you do it during the day or at night?
Night.
Did you expect to be caught?
No.
So far, you're honest. I give you that. Dumb, but honest.
Yes.
And your lawsuit is to be compensated for the damage that was done.
Yes.
To the side of your house.
Yes.
Do you have photographs of the house?
Yes, I do. And it's not just the garage, it's the stucco. And that's the problem. It can't be removed from the stucco.
Thank you. Is this that line?
Yes.
That's there? Did you try washing it off?
Yes.
When were these pictures taken?
About a week after.
Have you seen these pictures? Would you show them, please, to the defendants? So did you get estimates to paint
Yes, I did. I have 3.
Can I see them, please?
The problem, my house is 10 years old. We moved in the neighborhood about the same year, and the paint can't be rematched. I mean, they brought books to try to match it. That's why they said the house has to be repainted. Because it's 10 years old, I mean, you know, the cracks and the normal wear and tear will have to absorb that. But it's just that we wouldn't be having to paint our house right now if this didn't happen.
Okay. Who do you want me to hear from?
The night that it happened, Valerie's husband came down to the house, told me what had happened. Ashley and I walked down, went immediately to talk to Valerie, and Valerie told us in no uncertain terms that she wanted us to do nothing, that it had already been taken care of. She then said that we should turn it over to our homeowner's insurance because her homeowner's insurance had said that ours should pay for it, which is exactly what I did. Now, the whole time I have admitted there's been I never challenged the fact of Ashley doing it. This is the size can of shaving cream. This is exactly. We turned it into our insurance agent. The insurance agent, which I have here, Ted, the adjuster went out. There was no damage.
Well, there is damage.
Well,
there is damage.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She and her children have flipped us off. She has used her profanity.
It's ridiculous. I mean, her daughter was 100% wrong. It's also 100% juvenile.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Valerie Radford says neighbor 16-year-old Ashley Talbot vandalized her garage with shaving cream.
You're the agent.
And I wasn't aware that anybody came to my home.
They didn't have to go into your home to look at it, so we may have gone out. What is your last name, sir?
Talbot.
Well, their last name is Talbot. Are you related to them?
Yes, ma'am.
How are you related?
This is my brother Dwayne.
They do all of their insurance through your company?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When did you go out to look at the property?
Property was looked at after the claim was turned in August. It was observed. The case was negotiated with the adjuster, with the other party, and per the records that I've got, it was closed on October 6th.
What do you mean it was? I don't understand that. You mean the two adjusters got together from the two insurance companies? Who got together?
The insurance company got together with, I was informed, spoke with the defendant.
With the plaintiff?
Plaintiff, sorry. The case has been closed as of October 6th.
Well, but did you ever get a check from the insurance
and I was
company?
never notified. No one ever spoke with me about it. The only thing I've gotten is being called names when I drive through the neighborhood. And
well, that's ridiculous. You have no proof that your company ever paid out a claim.
No.
Well, then it wasn't settled, because if the adjuster went out and spoke to them and your company closed the file, then it closed the file erroneously because she was never compensated, according to you.
That is correct.
So what are you doing here? Do you have anything to add to this case?
Nothing further.
Perfect. Sit down.
When Valerie talks about calling names, first of all, we very, very, very seldom drive by her home. That's number one.
No, when I drive
Number two is every time she has driven by our house, she and her children have flipped us off. She has used her profanity. Even in public places, she has used her profanity. All that we asked was for this to be over and to leave us alone.
Well, first we have to resolve this issue of the house. I've read your answer, and your answer suggests that this was just some shaving cream and it can be washed off. But I've seen the photographs, and it certainly appears that there is some, and I agree, minor discoloration between where you put the shaving cream and the house. Minor. Unfortunately, to make it right, she will be forced to repaint it and power wash it because of what you did, if she wants it to look the same. So it's going to cost you more then, and I think that you have to take that up with your brother-in-law. I mean, your brother-in-law did not do the right thing if it was closed. That's ridiculous. You have homeowners insurance. Your homeowners insurance should cover that. This is not difficult. The money part isn't difficult. The other part is more difficult. You have children?
Yes, I do.
You have boys?
2 boys and a girl.
Is it the boys that are having trouble with her son?
And they're 19 years of age. Mine is.
Well, you all got to get your boys in tow, because your boys are going to move out of the house, hopefully sooner rather than later, and you're going to be left as neighbors.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
I mean, her daughter was 100% wrong. There's no question about that, but it's also 100% juvenile, and certainly not a good example for children, for your children, or your children, I don't know who's right or wrong, to see their parents acting in an inappropriate way. You would agree with that, right?
Yes.
You would agree with that, right?
Yes.
So if your boys are behaving badly, don't encourage them by setting a bad example. And in addition, if you're neighbors, you live next door to each other. It's terrible to have to pull into a driveway and feel uncomfortable, to have to walk down the street, to have to drive your car down the street and have your back up all the time. It's ridiculous. Life is too short. Ladies, life is much too short. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,200. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Tucker versus Marquez. How you doing, Judge?
Good. How are you, Bird?
Doing fine.
Good.
Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Ms. Tucker, your complaint is that the defendant, who is a total stranger to you, damaged your car in a parking lot of a bar.
Yes, ma'am.
When did this happen?
Saturday, September 2nd, after midnight, so it'd probably be Sunday, early morning.
How long had you been at the bar?
For about 45 minutes.
You drove?
Yes, ma'am.
Parked your car in the parking lot?
Yes.
What happened when you came outside?
Miss Marquez was coming across the street towards the club, and she had not made it to the curb yet, and she had asked if I had seen a Lorraine Marin. And I told her, no, I haven't, and I really don't give a about that girl.
Why would you answer that way?
Well, Your Honor, I was a little bit irritated that she came up to me because this girl has a bad reputation, and I was in a bad mood. Lorraine Marin.
Yeah.
And I was in a little bit bad mood, and I was a little bit rude to her. But I don't care for her. She has a really bad reputation in our community. And
you mean this Lorraine has a bad
Yes.
reputation, but you didn't know her at all?
No, I didn't.
You were in a bad mood?
Yeah.
So you were rude?
A little bit.
Okay. What happened next?
She stepped up onto the curb to the sidewalk and said, you have a really bad attitude.
Which you did?
Yes.
Okay.
And she says, obviously, you don't know who I am. And I told her, I really don't care who you are. And at that time, she kept coming forward to me, and I said, what are you going to do, beat me up? And she didn't say anything. And she proceeded to just stand about 4 feet away from me with her back up to the wall of the club entrance.
So she's standing with her back towards the club entrance.
At that point, I didn't want anything to deal with her. I did not want to fight with her. I just got in my car and left. She didn't say anything. She was really quiet. So when I was pulling out, I noticed her hands were in her jacket pocket, and she was just looking at me. She pulled out a bottle of beer and hurled it at my car. And it hit my window like about right here. And if it would have hit 4 inches down lower, this would have been a whole different case. She would have hit me in the head. I could have been blind. I could have, been maimed for life.
Was your car window open or closed?
Yes, it was open all the way down, and there was glass all over me, and I was completely wet. I had a prior burn cooking, and it had opened up from the glass, and it was bleeding.
So what did you do?
I got out of my car. She was kind of just standing there. I think she had thought she had made her mark, but she didn't. And I went up to her, and I got her by the nape of the neck, and I held her down away from my body, and I told the patrons in the bar to call the cops. I'm putting her under citizen's arrest.
And somebody called the police?
Someone did call the police.
Police arrived?
The police did not arrive. She started to struggle and squirm, and she was saying, let me go, let me go. And I was feeling a little bit uncomfortable detaining her. So I let her go, and she darted off around the club and down some dark railroad tracks. And at that point, my friends urged me. I was bleeding, kind of a little bit stunned. So I went home, and I called the police. They said, I'm over here. Come and take a police report.
And did they?
Yes, they did.
How did you find out her name?
Because we live in a really small neighborhood. It's Niles, and we have a mutual friend that works at a pizza parlor in our town.
But you had never had any contact with her
I've never
before.
seen her before. But her family has a very...
I don't care about her family. I'd like to see the photographs that you seem to have, and I'd like to see the police report, please. Okay, and you actually saw the defendant pick up this bottle and hit your car with it?
I saw her put her hand in her coat and take it out of the coat and go like this.
Okay. Okay, Ms. Marquez, would you tell me your version of the events, please?
Yes, ma'am. On September 3rd, it was past midnight, I had been out with Lorraine. I somehow lost her because I don't go inside the bars. She had been sitting, playing pool, whatever she was doing inside the Derby, and I went back there to not pick her up, but to meet with her, and I didn't go inside the bar. The bar door was closed, and she was exiting the bar. Terry Tucker was exiting the bar. And I asked her, hey, is Lorraine in there? She said, I don't know who that Lorraine is, and I don't really care where she is. And I just stood there, and I was like, man, you got an attitude problem, lady. And she's all, I know I do. What are you going to do about it? I wasn't exactly looking for a physical altercation with her. I just wanted to ask. I asked a simple yes or no question. She proceeded to just keep calling me all kinds. She called me a Mexican hussy, a chicken. She called me all kinds of and I hadn't even spoken after this. I had just still asked a simple question. And see, I'm not accustomed to being spoken to this way, especially when I'm not, doing anything to her. And I just stood there, and I'm not going to walk off. I proceeded to wait for her, and she just kept talking and talking and talking and calling me all kinds of names. She then got in her car, and then she turned it on, she reversed. I was still standing there, and she rolled down her window, and she's all, I told you weren't going to do nothing, you chicken. Then I started saying something back to her, and I was like, what do you want me to do? I wasn't looking for any kind of problems with this lady. And she, after I started yelling, back at her, because I wasn't yelling at her when I was standing there, she got out of her car, and she walks up to me, and she's all, watch this, you little... And she grabbed my hair, and I've never been tossed around like this, okay? She grabbed my hair, wrapped it around her wrist, got her nails into my scalp, and then said, you're coming with me, and she walked me off to the side. At this point, I'm totally hunched over, I'm in shock, going, oh my God, because I couldn't do anything about it. And she starts pounding on the bar door, and I'm thinking it's funny right now because I'm oh, I can't believe this is happening. I just asked her, is Lorraine in there, and they open the door, and she walks in, and my head smacks the side of the door where the, whatever. Okay. And then I started to taste blood, and I started, I was bleeding, my eye was messed up, my gums were bleeding. I got scraped along the side of the door, and then I was like, I'm bleeding, let me go, you know, come on. And then when I heard she was calling the cops, yeah, I started to wiggle and swarm around. I was appalled. I couldn't believe that I'm getting my, you know, or excuse my, I started squirming, let me go, let me go, let me go.
And you finally got free?
Yeah, she let me go. There's no way I could have gotten free if she wouldn't let me go.
Where did you go?
Walked home. I lived like 2 minutes from the place. And that's when I went home and I said, I'm bleeding. There's blood clotted at the bottom of my nostrils. And she opens the door and she's like, I'm like, you weren't at the bar, you know, where were you?
Listen to my question.
Huh?
So you got home. Did you call the police?
No.
You were just severely assaulted. Blood is all over your mouth. Blood is caking in your nose. You were assaulted by a perfect stranger. They're asking a simple question. When, for the first time, were you contacted by the police?
The next day, I was in the shower, and the doorbell rang. I then said, who is it? It says, Fremont Police, ma'am.
Okay, so it was the next day
that
you were contacted by the police in connection with the plaintiff's complaint of vandalism.
Yes.
Prior to this incident, have you ever been arrested?
What does that have to do with it? I know what it is. Yes, I have.
Speak not. I'm not speaking to you.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Are you currently, Miss Marquez, taking any prescription medication?
No, I am not, ma'am.
Any other kind of medication?
No, I am not, ma'am.
Do you understand where I'm going?
Oh, yeah.
Bert and I have been together for a long time, Miss Marquez. Bert's got the same kind of nose that I do.
And later today,
you never paid her for the car.
She never asked for the money until that ketchup incident.
So you had to fight over the ketchup and she wanted the money.
She threw a fit over ketchup, so she asked for the money.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Terry Tucker is suing Becky Marquez for throwing a beer bottle at her car. Becky says Terry attacked her for no reason.
Okay. When was the last time you were arrested?
August 31st, 2000. Charges were dropped. No case.
What were you arrested for?
I don't care to discuss that. That's not what I'm here for.
Prior to the 31st of August, when were you arrested?
I don't see what that has to do with this. That's all fine. Yeah, I've been arrested more than once. That's fine. I have no problem admitting that. I don't care if I win or lose this. I am here to make a statement that I did not do anything at all to this perfect stranger. I asked her a question, and that is it. Regardless as to my record, that's nobody's business. Well, yours or hers or anybody's.
Are you currently, Miss Marquez, taking any medication?
Am I?
Yes.
No, I am not, ma'am.
Any prescription medication?
No, I am not, ma'am.
Any other kind of medication?
No, I am not, ma'am.
Okay. So now you're going to have my ruling. Ruling is based on common sense. Do you understand where I'm going?
Oh, yeah.
Bert and I have been together for a long time, Miss Marquez. Bert's got the same kind of nose that I do. Right? What doesn't seem to fit, Miss Marquez, with regard to your statement is, common sense would dictate, madam, that if someone had just for absolutely no reason assaulted me, causing me to bleed in the mouth, have kicked up blood in my nostrils, pulled my hair, banged my head into a wall, the first thing that I would do when I made it home that couple of blocks is to pick up the phone, call the police, and say, this perfect stranger, who absolutely had a bad attitude,
exactly,
just assaulted me. This is where it happened. You did nothing. On the other hand, the plaintiff contacted the police immediately. The police responded. The police noted damage to the car. The police noted glass all over the car, totally consistent with someone throwing some sort of an object at the car. Common sense would dictate that when someone is the victim of a crime, in this case vandalism, they want the right person apprehended. They don't want the wrong person apprehended. They want the right person to be apprehended and to be punished, right? So there would be no reason that she would give your name as the person who threw the bottle at her car unless it was true. Let me see the estimates of the damage, please.
The last thing I'm going to do is bring to your attention that I've been arrested before, but since it's all out in the open, obviously due to this, I am on certain court-ordered probation. The last thing I'm going to do is call the cops and bring them to me for any reason. I wasn't fatally injured. I was going to get over it. I took a shower, cleared up, had a bruise for a couple of days. The last thing I'm going to do is call the police, because when that happens, most of the time they're not in my favor. I'm not going to call the police. They're not. It wasn't necessary.
You were the victim of an assault.
And I'm not going to call the police. I don't call the cops on nobody, especially not myself. The further away I stay from them, the better off I am. Period.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $758.
That's fine.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Yeah.
I anticipate there may be a little bit of problems.
We want the truth to come out, and I will talk to Terry later.
Just tell the truth and do what you think is right.
And now the next case.
All parties on Safdar versus Johnson. Step forward.
25-year-old waitress Violet Safdar is suing former friend, 25-year-old waitress Melissa Johnson, for the unpaid balance on a used car. Melissa is countersuing for repair bills.
You and the defendant used to be friends, and then you made the stupid mistake of selling her a used car.
Yes.
Never did that. And it is your claim that she owes you $500, which was the agreed-upon price.
Yes.
She says that the repairs cost more than you told her they were going to cost. She's countersuing for $1,600, and she says you stole the pink slip to her car. Right?
Yes.
And that this whole thing would not have come down to a lawsuit, except that you had a fight over something at your place of employment about filling up ketchup bottles.
Yes.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Didn't you ever hear the expression?
That's not right
I want
either.
you to try receiving and stop talking. Maybe you'll be more successful in life.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Violet Safdar says former friend Melissa Johnson owes her for the unpaid balance on a car. Melissa says Violet lied about its condition.
Okay, just for my own curiosity, you didn't tell me what the fight was about the ketchup bottle, so who's going to tell me about that?
I'll tell you.
Okay.
Okay, randomly at work, to finish our end of day side work for our job.
You are both waitresses?
Yes. So I asked her, are you going to help me with my side work? She said no. At that point, I didn't say anything. I stayed a half hour overtime to finish my work. She stayed. We went home. I was living with her at the time. We went home. And from then, we haven't talked.
And was the side work filling up the ketchup bottles?
And syrups.
And syrups?
Yes. Which are two big jobs instead of like two small jobs, like setups and sugar and salt. So.
Okay. When did you sell her this car?
June 2000.
What kind of car was it?
A Honda 1986 Prelude.
What was the agreement?
The agreement was that the car needed, that I knew of, $600 to $700 worth of work, and she would then pay me when the work was done.
Just a minute. What was the agreed upon price of the car?
$500.
Is that right?
She said when I was able to make the payments or pay whenever I could the $500 when the car was fixed. To this day, the car is still not fixed. I've made almost $3,000 in repairs.
Well, why didn't you stop at $600?
I had already put too much in it, and it was
no.
It was stupid to just stop. Because why did I put that much? I'm not getting that back. If I put that in it, why?
Miss Johnson, you took the car to a mechanic. What was the first thing that the mechanic said to you when you brought the car there?
They told me it would cost around probably about $600, and then 2 days later it broke down again.
Just
it was another problem.
Initially
Another.
Initially, you took it to a place of your choice.
Mm-hmm.
They told you it would cost you between $600 and $700 to fix it, which is exactly what she said to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then you started to fix it.
Yes.
So she did not purposely deceive you.
No, but she didn't know what all was wrong with the car.
That's
either.
your problem. You buy a car that's 14 years old. The fact that you decided to spend more money doesn't mean that you get another farthing from her. So your counterclaim is dismissed.
Well, I don't think that I should have had to put that much into it.
You shouldn't have.
No.
It's not her fault, it's your fault.
And should I go and spend even more money on another car? That's not right.
No,
I have this car.
Ms. Johnson,
I'm dealing with it.
Don't try to talk over me. No. You shouldn't spend any more money on this car.
So should
Didn't you
I
ever
just
hear the
left it?
expression?
That's not right
I
either.
want you to try receiving and stop talking. Maybe you'll be more successful in life. Did you ever hear the expression, throwing good money after bad? Did you ever hear that expression?
No.
Bird, did you ever hear the expression, throwing good money after bad?
Mm-hmm. Every time I spend bad money.
Right? Would you keep pouring thousands of dollars into a 14-year-old car?
No.
You would say, I'm going to cut my losses, and instead of spending $3,000 to get this car fixed. Once the $600 is over, I'm going to unload this car. Maybe I can get a couple of $100 for it and buy myself a car that maybe runs. It's not her fault that you decided to put all this money in the car. She did not commit fraud against you. She had the same information you got from your own person. Nobody can tell that a car is going to continually break down. Nobody.
Yeah,
so
even
your
the mechanic said I would be back. Even the mechanic the first time said I would keep coming back.
Counterclaim is dismissed.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You still have the car?
Yes, not really, but it's broke down in Corona. I don't run now.
Do you want it?
Not really.
Good. You want to sign over the pink slip to her?
It's still in my name.
Shh. So you still own the car?
Yes, ma'am.
Go and get it.
I put too much money into it to just give it up like that.
Well,
she did sign it over. She gave me the pink slip, and then she went and deceived me and took it out of the car.
Listen to me. Listen to me. You never paid her for the car. Shh. Listen to me. You
She
can't have
gave
it
me the
both
pink
ways.
slip. She did give me the pink slip, and then
Miss
she
Johnson,
took it back from
pay
me.
attention. Do you want the car?
Yes, I'm going to sell it. I'm going to resell it. Now I put too much money into it. It's useless to just throw it away like that.
Fine, then you have to give her $500.
I worked hard for that much.
Shh, just listen to me. Then you have to give her $500.
I don't believe I should. No, it's...
You didn't pay her for the car.
She never asked for the money until that ketchup incident.
So you had to...
Ireland versus Sin City. Step forward, please.
Adult film actress Kylie Ireland is suing producer Mickey Blank and Sin City Entertainment because she says they promised her 6 acting roles in movies that were never made.
Order. All rise. Judge, number 4 on the calendar in the matter of Ireland versus Sin City. Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. You may be seated.
All right. This is an action for breach of contract, as I understand it. Miss Ireland, do you say that you signed a contract with the defendant's company to appear in 6 videos, or 6 movies? Excuse me. To appear in 6 videos over a 6-month period, and you did not appear in those videos. You want to be fully compensated for that
That is
contract.
correct, Your Honor.
Is that correct?
For the most part, yes. That was a minimum of 6 videos that I signed for. I signed an exclusive contract with Sin City Entertainment, which kept me from making movies with any other company. And when I received no compensation for being exclusive with this company, and they put me in no movies of any kind, let alone the minimum 6 required for the contract, I have been forced to take this kind of proceedings.
May I see the contract, please?
Yes.
Who prepared this contract?
Mickey Blank's...
Is that you, sir?
Yes, it is.
Yes, I'm sorry. His secretary, I believe.
Is this your standard contract?
No.
Why not?
well,
The reason I'm asking you this, but your name is Blanks?
Blank, B-L-A-N-K. Blank.
Mr. Blank?
Yes.
The reason I'm asking you that question is, this is the most inartfully drafted contract that I've ever read. Now, so why wasn't she given your standard contract?
Okay. We don't have a standard contract. What that instrument is an agreement between an artist and our company.
Well, an agreement is a contract.
You can use the word contract, yes.
Of course.
Okay. We don't feel it's a formal contract as such. What this does, it benefits both the artist and our company by pulling our efforts together.
Your Honor, if I may, I'd like to point out that there was 2 other girls that were put under contract at the same time as I, and they have identical contracts to these.
This doesn't say it's an exclusive contract.
In the first line where I've highlighted, I believe it does say it's an exclusive contract between Sin City and myself.
Well, but that word is unclear. I mean, that is an unclear, I don't know what an exclusive legal and binding agreement.
It binds me from being able to work for any other companies. So for basically for that 6-month minimum period, I was not allowed to do any work for other companies.
No.
What was your
Okay,
understanding?
At no point did we ever stop Kylie from working with anybody. My understanding of this agreement, okay, is as such. Sin City is a very top-of-the-line company in the adult entertainment field. We put out roughly 6 to 8 features a month. And the purpose of this contract was twofold. It benefited us and it benefited Kylie as well.
Why didn't you use her services?
What transpired, and if I give you a little bit more background on the situation, Kylie is an adult entertainer. She's one of the top entertainers in the industry, and she does very, very well. I'm sure the lion's share of her income is not generated by making adult videos. I'm sure that's through dance tours and all the other type of work that she does.
Is that true?
To an extent, yes, Your Honor, that is true. The reason he's going to tell you next that I went out on tour, and the reason that I went out on a dance tour is because they had no plans of using me in any movies and were not giving me my contracted money per month as they should have been. So I was forced to go out on tour to dance to make some income.
Well, they don't guarantee you to pay $1,000 a month.
They guaranteed that they would put me in one movie, which would contain at least a minimum of one scene, which would pay me a minimum of $1,000 per month.
But they could, for instance, have given you 4 movies in 1 month.
And then they would have had to pay me more.
This is a very poorly written contract. Do you have a lawyer?
Yes, I do.
Did your lawyer read over this contract?
Yes, he did.
Before you signed it?
Mm-hmm. Yes, he did. I'm sorry, Your Honor. Yes, he did.
And advised you to sign it?
He said that it was a legal and binding agreement, being not very official looking or not, it still bound me to exclusive contract work with this company, and that I should honor it if I was going to choose to enter into it.
Anyway, I'm going to let you finish, and then I'm come back to you. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, basically, what I'm trying to bring out is our industry is very unique to itself. Okay, Kylie, I'm sure, makes the lion's share of her income, not through making videos, but through her touring and her fan clubs and all the other type of work that she does. What the video does is keep her out in front of the public, okay, and working for Sin City, which is a very prestigious company. It adds that much more credibility to who she is and what she does. Kylie is at the top of the industry and dealing with a top company. At the time, it created a bunch of hoopla. She benefited greatly from the publicity. Right when she signed, we had a very large party honoring one of our movies, and we invited everyone from all over the world, all the press and everyone. And even though the party was honoring this movie, Kylie and some of the other girls who were under contract with us, were under this agreement with us, benefited greatly by it. Her picture was all over the magazines in this country.
So why didn't you use her?
What happened was, roughly about a month after the contract was signed, we had a trade show. And at that point, our company took a change of direction, and they put a new person in charge of production. And he's no longer there, by the way, but he was going off in a different step. We would have liked to use Kylie, but Kylie had obligations to dance and what have you.
Just a minute. About a month afterwards, you had a change of direction. What does that mean? Explain that to me.
We had a change of personnel. We hired a fellow named Ed Powers, who was very big in this industry, to do our productions. And Ed was going to take the company in basically a little bit different direction. Okay. However,
why you keep saying that? What kind of different direction?
Well, at the time we were doing a lot of features that were meant for Playboy and Spice Channel. Ed wanted to do the stuff that was more reality-based type features, but we still would have utilized Kylie if the conditions were correct. Kylie was.
What conditions?
If she was available, if it was there to be had. When I say if it was there to be had, no, if we lost communication for a period of a couple months, and it's not our job to hunt people down. If they don't communicate, if they're not there on us.
Well, do you have a phone number for her?
Yes.
Did you call her and say you have to come back? We have a film for you to do?
Not personally, no.
Did anybody that affiliated with you that you know of contact her within the first month, second month, third month?
I'm sure there was some correspondence, but I'm not aware. I couldn't give you specific dates.
Did you have any correspondence with them a month afterwards, 2 months afterwards, 3 months afterwards?
I called Mickey. I called several other people at Sin City Entertainment, trying to see when we were going to shoot a movie, when we were going to do some more projects together. I was anxious. Like Mickey had said, we'd done a lot of promotion. We had been pushing the fact that we were now working together, Sin City and Kylie, Ireland, and we were going to make big projects, and we'd done all this hoopla, and nothing was coming out of it.
Later on Judge Judy. Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Adult movie star Kylie Ireland claims producer Mickey Blank and his production company reneged on a deal to star her in 6 movies.
I kept calling and calling. Mickey is trying to say that he had a hard time reaching me. That is physically impossible because I carry on my person all the time a 800 paging system. So Sin City can call me toll free. It reaches anywhere in the United States, and it can get me at any time of the day. He also had my current home phone numbers as well as my cell phone numbers, so I was totally reachable. And one other thing I did do, and I still do this for my current company, I'm signed with a different company right now, VCA Pictures, is I make a schedule and I fax it to my employers each month, which lets them know when I'm scheduled to be dancing at this place or doing this bookstore
Did you
signing.
fax that to their company?
I have faxed copies of it to Mickey Blank, to Gigi Appleton, and to Mark.
We receive one calendar that I'm aware of, and you were booked for the entire month.
I always send them in groups of 3 to 4, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, I was only aware, and I was there at the time. I only received one for 1 month, and you were booked
How
for the
many
month.
times did you have feature films during this 6-month agreement that you wanted to use her in?
Good question. Right after that time, I was changed to a different position.
So the answer is you don't know.
The answer is I don't know.
Well, she says that you only, according to her, contacted her once. And that was towards the end of the 6-month period. So she's giving you that. Now, why didn't you do that film?
Because they gave me 1 day's notice, Your Honor.
Do you know about that, sir?
Yes, I didn't know it was 1 day's notice, but I do know that there was some correspondence, and Kylie expressed that she was upset with the situation. So we kind of said, well, we have work for you. Would you like to do this?
Tomorrow.
I don't think it was 1 day.
In the contract, Your Honor, it states that I'm supposed to be offered first choice of the pick of the best of the movies, and they never called me, and I feel that them calling me 1 day before the project was to be shot is not only very unprofessional, even in the adult industry, but it was well, shocking for one, but I think I was a replacement more than given the first choice.
Let me ask you this, sir. What I'm hearing is that shortly after you signed the plaintiff to this agreement, and it is loosely written, it is a contract, and it says you're going to use her 6 months with an option really for another 6 months. You'll come back after 6 months, but for that 6-month period, she was supposed to work 6 films.
Right.
And I gather from what you're telling me, shortly after you signed this contract with her, your company hired and then took on a different direction from being films that were made for like Playboy Channel. You were going into reality. Do you know what that? I'm not going to go into that.
Right. Well, reality-based.
This is a family court.
Right.
Reality.
Right.
And then that person, for what is no longer with your company. Is that right?
That's correct.
So that for that 6-month period, am I to assume that Sin City Productions was sort of in a state of flux?
Not exactly. When I say we took a different course, we still made features. We still had films we were putting out each month that we could have possibly utilized Kylie in.
Well, then why didn't you?
What transpired was we lost the communication.
Well, but you don't know that, sir. You can't tell me. She sounds like a... Listen, she may be the star of adult films. Sounds to me she's the star of adult films who has a very organized business sense.
Yes, she does.
Right?
Thank you.
This to her is a business.
Absolutely.
She's got an 800-pager so people can reach her all the time. She faxes, and I believe her when she says that. She faxes her schedule to the production company so that you know where she is at all times. So she's not some airhead.
Your Honor.
Thank you.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Real people, Judge Judy. Filmmaker Mickey Blank says he couldn't honor a deal to star actress Kylie Ireland in 6 sex films because he couldn't find her.
If you were making feature films, is it because this new person that you had decided that he didn't want to use this particular talent, that he wanted to use some other kinds of talents to make these reality movies?
Well, yes and no.
Well, even if it's partially yes, you're stuck.
Okay, well, let me clarify what I'm saying, okay?
Okay.
First of all, I do agree with you. Kylie is not an airhead by any means whatsoever.
Absolutely not.
She's highly successful, and she's at the top of her field, and deservedly so. But we feel it's not our job to track a star down. We make an agreement to make movies, okay?
Aren't you supposed to check in with you every day?
No, let me finish my sentence, please.
Yeah, often I did.
Well, what we do is, okay, one schedule I did receive, okay, was booked for the month. Okay, the following month, I can't say firsthand that I saw any kind of schedule fax whatsoever. To my knowledge, it wasn't, because I did have communication with the fellow that was in charge of production.
Well, if you had communication with the person who was in charge of production, I'm going to let you offer this one piece of hearsay, sir. How many times, and I think you're an honest person, how many times were you told that they tried to reach the plaintiff to do a film and could not?
I don't have an answer for that.
That's the issue. It would seem to me, and I'm a lay person, this is not my industry, this industry, or the theatrical industry, but it just seems from a common sense perspective. I am a producer. I have a film that I want to produce. I have a talent that I want to utilize. I pick up the phone and I call that talent, either at a home or at a 1-800 number that she has so she can be beeped all over the place, and I say, I have a film that I want you to do next week, in 2 weeks, and 3 weeks. Right? It would seem to me that the talent doesn't call you periodically because she might miss an opportunity. If the responsibility was hers and she, for instance, called you every 2 weeks, well, it was the odd week that the opportunity arose, and you're suggesting that she is to be penalized for that. No. It's the person who is producing these films who picks up the phone and says, I got a film, want you to do it, can you do it? And you can't tell me that anybody called her and said that, with the exception of this one time. The end of the contract. Am I correct?
Well, not since the beginning of the contract, also.
Well, I believe her.
Can I read you something?
Sure.
I brought along some of the magazines that covered the whole signing of the contract girls to Sin City. Most of them are AVN Magazine, the Adult Video News.
No, you don't have to read them to me. I have one question for you. Don't read them to me.
Are you sure?
As a matter of fact, I'm absolutely positive.
Okay.
Because they're really not relevant to this contract. I mean, I understand.
There's just a quote in there from Mickey Blank that I think you would find quite amusing.
Well, what does he say? All right. Just one quote. I'm always pleased to be amused.
It's called Ashley and Ireland Take Up Residence in Sin City. Mickey Blank, the general manager and self-described honcho of Sin City, couldn't be happier. In a move which he calls both fortuitous and a reflection of our new, more upscale image, the company has signed super starlets Caitlin Ashley and Kylie Ireland to exclusive one-year contracts. We're very fortunate to have two of today's biggest stars working for us, says Blank. The girls were looking to sign exclusive deals, and we were looking to do the same. The timing was just right for everyone.
So why do you think you weren't called?
Your Honor, I really have no idea. That's why I'm standing here today.
Was the other gal who signed this kind of contract used during that 6-month period?
Neither of the other two girls were used, and one of the girls did take the case to court, and right as she says, as she was walking out the door, Sin City called her up and called her to the offices to go make a deal. The other girl just blew it off, which is what many girls in our industry do, which is very upsetting to me, and which is why I'm actually taking the steps to stand up for the little people, I guess you could say.
Mr. Blank, I understand that what happened to you was a change in company direction. Whether you had control over that direction, I'm not sure, but it's your company, so you're the one who's got the deep pockets. It seems clear to me that you did not comply with the terms of the agreement that you made with the plaintiff, with the possible exception of that one final film, because it doesn't say that you'd be given a certain amount of notice. However, your contract provides for 6 films over a 6-month period, which is $6,000. The limit of this court is $5,000. So even if we deduct the $1,000 for that one particular film that was offered to you and you rejected, that brings you down to $5,000, which is really what you're suing for. I believe you're entitled to that under this breach of contract, and I'm awarding $5,000 to the plaintiff. Thank you.
Thank you, Your
Parties
Honor.
are excused. You may step out. Back door to your right, please.
And on the next Judge Judy.
Well, of course, I'm extremely happy, and I feel like even though this is just me, one small adult film star, I have made a step toward making right what so many adult producers, directors, and companies have done wrong to the girls for so long. And I'm very happy that she has seen things my way and that has awarded me.
Well, I'm a little disappointed because I feel Kylie greatly benefited through publicity and many benefits when we signed the contract. And as I stated in court, you know, her income is not determined by the videos she does. It's by her dancing, her fan clubs, all the other work that she does. And it's quite standard that these things don't hold up according to the way they are. And I'm just a little disappointed the judge couldn't see our way. If you look at it, anything that's never 100% one way or the other, there's a lot of gray matter in between. And I think that gray area is where this case should have landed.
You
I'm
really
kind of
make it
disappointed.
sound.
Party's on Warden versus Rivera. Step forward, please.
40-year-old Chris Warden claimed he rented his guest house to auto detailer Michelle Rivera, but she ran up huge phone bills and caused widespread damage.
Order, all rise. Now, this is number 52 on the calendar in the matter of Warden versus Rivera. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Mr. Warden, you rented a room in your home to the defendant. It's a room that's attached to your house in the back, according
To
to
the garage, yes.
And you were charging her a nominal rent, a couple $100 a month?
Yes.
Now you're suing her for $5,000.
Yes.
She, in turn, has decided to countersue you for $5,000. And I assume, since they're both nice round numbers, each of you is going to tell me why you're suing the other for $5,000. Go.
Well, a couple months after she moved in, the phone bill started going up. So I told her that she would have to take care of that as part of the rent. She agreed. Well, several months later, it got up really high, about $1,900.
For a phone bill?
Phone bill, yes.
Who do you talk to? Madam, who do you talk to for $1,900?
It was a friend of mine that was calling collect.
From where?
Oakland and Hawaii.
Calling collect on his phone?
Yeah, well, I was paying the bill for his phone bill as well.
Listen, whenever my husband complains, I'm going to get a copy of that phone bill and stick it in front of his face.
I've got plenty.
I have too.
So how much do you owe him for the phone?
I paid amounts. I have them all written down here. For the phone, I've made a $1,000 payment right before I moved out of the house.
How much does she still owe you for the phone?
About $1,500.
Do you have proof of that, sir? She says she owes you about $300.
Okay, well,
Around that area.
here we go. I can give you all these, Your Honor.
No, don't give them to me. Show them to her. Please. Look at them.
Okay.
Take them.
So these are your only receipts, right? that you
Listen
paid?
to me. Those are the phone bills. Is that correct?
These are the phone bills.
All
Yes.
right.
I've taken full responsibility for the phone bill. And
So
I've
how
told him
much
that.
do you owe him for the phone?
Well, I moved out because he changed the locks on my door.
I didn't ask you anything about locks. I asked you about phone.
I don't know. I don't know the total amount.
What's the total amount there, sir?
$1,538.38.
Those for long distance and collect calls?
Yes.
Good. Bert, could I have those, please? All right. What else?
She had me arrested.
For what?
For battery.
Tell me about that, sir.
Well, okay. I confronted her about the phone bill many times, and she skipped out on this many times. So I finally saw her going past the window, so I got out of the house and I stopped her and said, Michelle, what about the phone bill? And she said, I'm in a hurry, I'm in a hurry. I said, no, just tell me when you're going to pay. Well, one thing led to another, and she's in her truck, and I grabbed the keys because I didn't want her to leave. I wanted to know when I was going to get this phone bill, because she was 90% moved
You
out.
grabbed the keys?
I grabbed the keys.
From where?
From her ignition.
Okay.
Anyway, I didn't get them all the way in my hand. They fell to the floor. Anyway, a couple guys pulled up, and she was crying, so I just let her leave. So about 3 hours later, I see a flashlight shining through my back window, and it's the police. So I go out there, and they talk to me a little bit, and they say, well, Michelle says you assaulted her, and we're going to arrest you. And I said, well, look at her. There's no marks on her. And she says, well, we know, but if she wants you arrested for battery, we have to arrest you. Otherwise, it's a felony on us.
So you were arrested?
So I was arrested, and the end result of that was I went to court, got very sick in court, had to go to the hospital. I had to pay a $506 fine for disturbing the peace because there was no evidence for
So why did you have to
battery.
pay a fine? Did you have a
I
trial?
paid the fine because I was...
Did you have a trial,
No.
Mr. Warden? So you pled guilty to disturbing the peace?
Yes, I did.
So you pled guilty to disturbing the peace, and your penalty was a fine?
Yes.
So what do you want her to pay that for? Why didn't you go to trial?
It was her fault. Well, okay.
No,
I got
Mr.
sick
Warden,
that day.
Mr. Warden,
Okay.
you have to understand, sir. If you had gone to trial and you were acquitted and you wanted to sue her for damages, for your costs, your attorney's fees, lost wages, whatever,
Okay.
that's legitimate. But when you go to court and you plead guilty, then you can't say, well, I'm going to plead guilty, I'll take whatever consequences there are, and then I'm going to go sue her. Because what you said was I disturbed the peace in this incident. right?
Right.
Well, I'm not going to go behind that, sir. You pled guilty.
Okay.
The judge say to you, you're telling the truth when you're pleading guilty, Mr. Warden?
No, I just signed a paper.
Well, did you read the paper?
Yeah, I signed away my rights and the little thing they gave me, yes.
You signed away your rights, and
Yeah.
it said, the piece of paper that you signed, this is an acknowledgement that you are pleading guilty to these charges.
Yes, you're right.
You are giving up your rights to have a trial. You have an absolute right under the Constitution
Okay,
of
yes.
this state. You understand that?
Yes.
Okay, so forget that amount of money. What's
All right,
that? But I
well-
want to find out, did you have him arrested?
Yes, I did.
Why?
Because he grabbed me by my neck and...
Just a second. Are you telling me he grabbed you by your neck?
He grabbed me by my neck and pinned me up against the seat in my truck.
Tell me how that happened, Miss Rivera.
I came home from work, and, well, just before that, Chris was always leaving notes on my door. I have a 3-year-old child, and he threatens me in front of my child. He throws trash cans at my front door.
Why didn't you move?
I was in the process of moving. I told him, I gave him notice that I would be out by the 30th of the month. And meanwhile, he's making my life miserable. He's left notes on my door saying that I'm not allowed to have any boys staying at my house.
Just late night visitors. She
No,
had
that's
traffic
not what
through
the
my
note
house
said.
all night long.
I did not. Here's the notes that he would pin to my door with
Let me
steak
see 'em.
knives. Here's more.
Did you write all these notes, sir?
Well, I don't see them, but I did leave notes on her door
I'm going to
telling
show
her.
them to you. Why didn't you just move to evict her?
Well, I made it clear that she was only supposed to be there a few months. She wasn't supposed to be there. That wasn't a rental property. It's not a rental room. I only let her move there as a favor.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 40-year-old Chris Warden claimed he rented his guest house to auto detailer Michelle Rivera, but she ran up huge phone bills and caused widespread damage.
What else are you suing her for, Mr. Warden?
Well, at the court, I was very sick. And one of the reasons I just wanted to get out of there that day and be done with it, I went to the hospital that night, and I spent the night in the hospital that night, stress-related, and then 2 days later I had surgery, and I lost a month of work because of that.
Yeah.
And it was all due to stress, this stress. I can't believe the things she was doing.
And the fact that you've been under stress and strain as a result of this incident, sir, is not something that I intend to compensate you for. You entered into this agreement with her, and if you had an illegal tenancy in the back of your house, that's something that you have to deal with if you're doing something that's illegal. If you can't have her evicted, right? The law is there for your protection as well as the tenant's protection. If you have a room that you're not supposed to rent out to somebody, you can't evict them. And if they make your life miserable, as she did, told me, then you take your chances if you can't get her out. You understand that?
Yes, I do.
All right, so
and I
she's
knew
not...
I was taking my chances when
Well,
she
you
moved
take
in.
your chances. But she owes you for the phone bill. That's absolutely clear, $1,538. As I said, that's some hefty phone bill. Now, Miss Rivera, you've countersued him for $5,000. I'd like to hear about this.
Well, initially, I wasn't planning on suing anybody. After the arrest, I felt really bad. I felt bad in the first place because he was a friend. I went through a lot of emotional stress during the months that I was living there because of these notes and the things that he was, the way he was behaving.
A lot of those notes, madam, refer to the phone bill.
Okay, but...
Just a second. A lot of the notes refer to the phone bill. He rented you a place to stay for $200 a month, which is very cheap. And you had access to his phone. And you went into and you used his phone, and as far as I'm concerned, abused his phone by having total strangers call collect his phone collect to the tune of $1,900 and $1,000. That's outrageous, right? And when he asks you for the money, you blow him off. What do you expect him to do? Kiss you on both cheeks?
No,
Miss Rivera, you're not going to stand there and look and say to me, well, you know, I didn't do anything wrong. You did. You did do something wrong. So you want to tell me again why you think I should even consider giving you $5,000 and for what?
I didn't blow him off on the phone bill. I made payments. I have the list of the payments
You owe
that
him
I've made.
$1,538 that he hasn't been paid. You think the phone company is going to say to him, I'll wait until see the outcome of what happens when you go to court? He's got to pay it.
The phone bill is paid as of this morning. I've called the phone company this morning before I came in here and verified there's right now a $26.62.
What does that have to do with you? Did you pay it?
No, when I left the house, I had to move out of my house at 11 o'clock at night, all of my belongings.
Hey,
with
listen,
my child.
you acknowledge, if I believed you, what you said in your papers at least, you said, well, I maybe owe him $300 on a phone bill.
Yeah.
Right? I want to tell you something. That's outrageous. When did you move out?
I moved out on, I believe, May 8th.
So for a couple of months, how dare you owe him $300, if I believe you, $300 on a phone bill. And it was a lot more than $300. The fact that he's paid it so that he would be able to maintain his phone in his house, right, is none of your business. I want to know why you think he owes you anything.
Well, basically, with the phone bill part, I wasn't going to go back to his house again after he assaulted me. I mean, that was very clear. When he got out of jail in the morning, he called my voicemail and left a message that I now owe him another $250 for his bail. It's just a matter of playing games. I was waiting for this battery case to go up into court. I haven't been notified yet that he even had a trial date. I wasn't going to put myself in that, seat to go there where he can abuse me some more.
Judge Judy is ready to rule. And later today, Real People, Judge Judy.
I want to tell you something. I don't see that he abused you, and I'm not considering the fact that the district attorney allowed him to plead guilty to disorderly conduct rather than to an assault, even an assault misdemeanor, as evidence of the fact that he actually assaulted you on the day in question. Assault to a plea of guilty to disorderly conduct is hardly a felony. It's not even a misdemeanor. It's probably in this jurisdiction no more than a violation. Now, you still haven't told me why you think he owes you a quarter, Miss Rivera.
Well, I didn't want to file a countersuit against him.
Good, then you didn't.
Okay.
Judgment in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,538. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Out the back door to your right, please.
Thank you.
It's none of your business what I do.
That's right.
Okay.
And I don't care what you do.
Good, and I don't care what you do either.
Good. You stay away from my house.
I don't come near your house. I don't touch your car. You think
Yes,
I really
you
waste
do.
my time on you?
Yes, you have.
Chris, I haven't given you a second thought since I left there.
Baloney. Then why are you here?
You're sick. Well,
What
you
a
grabbed me by my
bitch.
neck and you know it.
I did not touch
Go
you.
ahead, call me.
Show me
Feel
some
good?
marks.
You feel good?
You think
Feel good?
I'd break your neck if I touched you?
Are you threatening me?
No, I never threatened you. Never.
And now the next case.
Parties on Sanchez versus Stemwettle. Step forward, please.
22-year-old student Christian Sanchez is suing his ex-fiancée, 23-year-old Amy Stemwettle, for money he claims she owed him when they broke up. Amy says he tried to blackmail her with a nude photo.
You were together for how many years?
About a year and a half.
That's right. About that time.
And during that year and a half, you lived together for a relatively short period of time. How long?
About 6
From
months.
June to end of September.
And you say that the defendant owes you some $755. Is that right?
Yeah. Yes.
Tell me for what?
It's for rent, phone bills, and cable bills.
You moved into an apartment together.
Yes.
A house.
House.
House. Signed a lease?
Yes.
Both your names? And what happened, Mr. Sanchez?
Well, our engagement, we broke up, and she was looking.
When?
We broke up on August 9th, 95.
Why?
It just didn't work out.
Okay. But according to your complaint, the defendant lived in the house after August of 95.
Yes, she did.
How did that come about?
Well, she asked to live a little longer because she was looking for a place to stay.
Is that right?
Yeah, I was looking for an apartment at the time.
So you broke up on August 9th. When did you finally move out of this house?
Probably the beginning of October.
And what arrangements had you made for the bills during that time?
We arranged that she asked, like, she knew that she owed me money. And
Don't tell me what she knew. What conversation did you have?
How to arrange the monthly installments. She wanted to pay by monthly installments what she owed me.
What did she owe you for?
The rent, the phone, and the cable bills.
You mean from August 9th until the beginning of October? That's 2 months.
It started from May 26, 95, when she started accruing a debt to me.
Is that right?
No, we were engaged. We were living like we were married. We put all of our money together, and he would write all the checks.
So according to you, you didn't owe him any money? How much was the whole rent on the house?
Per month?
Yes.
$500.
Well, for the time that you lived there after you broke your engagement and you were looking for a place to live, were you paying him rent?
No, we
contributing
lived,
towards the rent?
We had one conversation about it, and I had said that he had asked for half the rent, and I said that I'd pay half the rent if he paid half the groceries and did half of the work around the house, and he wouldn't do that.
So you bought all the groceries?
Yeah, that's pretty much how it was. I would do the shopping and I would do the cooking.
Well, did he agree to that? Did he agree that you would just do the work around the house in exchange for your share of rent? Did he say that's okay?
Well, it was just another argument. There was never an agreement made either way.
According to your complaint, Mr. Sanchez, there was a conversation that you had with the defendant where she said to you, how much do I owe you? And you said...
I just gave, it was like, I just said $400, call it even, you know.
You remember that conversation?
Nothing came up about the $400 until I called him about, I think it was this past February, and he had...
What'd you call him for?
He had a picture of me that I wanted back. And when I asked for the picture, he said, well, you can have the picture if you give me $400.
Just a picture that you, I assume that you wouldn't like around.
Right.
Did you get your picture back?
I did get the picture, but I don't know that he doesn't have copies or didn't show everyone in his fraternity.
You'll never know, but you got your picture back.
I got the picture back.
Okay. You didn't do anything like that,
No.
sir, did you?
No.
Okay. Ms. Stemwendel, can you prove to me what monies you contributed to the house from during the months of August, September, those 2 months? Can you?
No, I kept no records of that. I didn't think that it was really necessary.
Well, it seems fair to me that while you were living in the same house and yet not engaged, once you had broken this engagement, that you should pay half of the rent, half of the utilities, half of everything else, because you're no longer in a situation where you're moving towards a marriage. You're in a situation where you're moving out the door, right? So give me some idea of what you say you contributed during this 2-month period.
Well, while I was going to school, I was a nanny, and I probably brought in $150 or $200 a week, and that, I'd say 100 of it would go towards the bills that we were paying together.
Do you remember her giving you any money during this period, sir?
She didn't give me anything.
She gave you no money?
No money.
And could you prove that you gave him any money?
No, I would have no proof of it, because a lot of times being a nanny, I'd be paid in cash too.
मेरे प्रिय भाई बहनों, आप सभी को जय मसीह की। प्रभु आप सभी को बहुतायत की आशीष दे। मेरे प्रियों, आज फिर हाजिर हैं वचनों की श्रृंखला में। मेरे प्रियों, आज के वचन बहुत ही पावरफुल, बहुत ही शक्तिशाली, बहुत ही दमदार होने वाले हैं। मेरे प्रियों, ये वचन आपके जीवनों में जयवंत होने वाले हैं। मेरे प्रियों, इन वचनों को ध्यानपूर्वक सुने, मन लगाकर सुने, दिल लगाकर सुने, और मेरे प्रियों, आप विश्वास कर लें, परमेश्वर आप सभी को बहुतायत की आशीष देगा। मेरे प्रियों, और आपका जीवन उज्जवल होगा। और चाहे आप जितनी प्रॉब्लम से घिरे हों, चाहे जितनी आपके जीवनों में समस्याएं आ रखी हों, बीमारियों ने चाहे आपको घेर रखा हो, मेरे प्रियों, हताश और निराशा होने की ज़रूरत नहीं है। मेरे प्रियों, आप सब लोग परमेश्वर के अनुकूल अपना जीवन बिताएं, परमेश्वर के अनुसार अपना जीवन बिताएं, तो परमेश्वर आपको हर प्रकार की रोग दुख बीमारियों से निकाल लेगा, हर प्रकार की समस्याओं से आपको निकाल लेगा। मेरे प्रियों, तो आज के ये वचन बहुत ही पावरफुल, बहुत ही शक्तिशाली होने वाले हैं मेरे प्रिय भाई बहनों। तो भैया जल्दी जल्दी से इस चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर ले। अगर आप इस चैनल को अभी तक सब्सक्राइब नहीं किए हैं तो इस चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर लें और कमेंट में आमीन जरूर टाइप करें मेरे प्रियों, और एक दूसरे को शेयर करें ताकि ये बलशाली वचन और भी भाई बहन सुन करके आशीषित होने पाएँ मेरे प्रियों, और ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा सपोर्ट करें मेरे प्रियों। तो चलिए देर ना करते हुए वचनों को पढ़ देते हैं। यहोशू की पुस्तक 1 अध्याय 8 पद में क्या लिखा है हम आपके लिए पढ़ देते हैं। व्यवस्था की यह पुस्तक तेरे चित्त से कभी ना उतरने पाए, इसी में दिन रात ध्यान दिए रहना, इसलिए कि जो कुछ उसमें लिखा है उसके अनुसार करने की तू चौकसी करे, क्योंकि ऐसा ही करने से तेरे सब काम सफल होंगे और तू प्रभावशाली होगा। हालेलुया मेरे प्रियो, स्पष्ट शब्दों में लिखा है, स्पष्ट शब्दों में मेरे प्रियो लिखा है। व्यवस्था की पुस्तक कौन? ये व्यवस्था की पुस्तक है मेरे प्रियो। लिखा है व्यवस्था की पुस्तक तेरे चित्त से कभी ना उतरने पाए मेरे प्रियो। अगर आप परमेश्वर पे विश्वास रखते हैं, प्रभु यीशु मसीह पे आप विश्वास रखते हैं, तो जो ये प्रभु यीशु मसीह ने व्यवस्था की पुस्तक बनाई है, इसको कभी भी अपने मन हृदय से उतरने नहीं देना मेरे प्रियो। उतरने का मतलब ये है इसके विपरीत कोई भी कार्य ना करना मेरे प्रियो। और लिखा है इसी में दिन रात ध्यान दिए रहना, इसलिए कि जो कुछ उसमें लिखा है उसके अनुसार करने की तू चौकसी करे मेरे प्रियो। जो बाइबल में लिखा है, जो परमेश्वर की व्यवस्था में लिखा है, इसी में दिन रात ध्यान दिए रहना मेरे प्रियो। हमको अदर इससे हट करके सोचने समझने की ज़रूरत नहीं है। हालेलुया मेरे प्रियो, हमको ज़्यादा दिमाग लगाने की आवश्यकता नहीं है मेरे प्रियो। हम आपको क्या आवश्यकता है, इसी के अनुसार हम अपना जीवन व्यतीत करें। जो व्यवस्था की पुस्तक में लिखा है उसी के अनुसार ध्यान दिए रहना है मेरे प्रियो। और आगे क्या लिखा है, इसीलिए कि जो कुछ उसमें लिखा है उसके अनुसार करने की तू चौकसी करे। हम आपको क्या करने की चौकसी करना है? किसके अनुसार? जो बाइबल में लिखा है, परमेश्वर की व्यवस्था में लिखा है, उसके अनुसार क्या हम आपको चौकसी करना है मेरे प्रियो। कहीं भ्रमित नहीं होना है, ना लेफ्ट ना राइट। हमको मेन फोकस क्या? परमेश्वर की व्यवस्था पे देना है मेरे प्रिय भाई बहनों। अगर ऐसा हम आप करेंगे, परमेश्वर की व्यवस्था के अनुसार हम आप जीवन व्यतीत करेंगे मेरे प्रियो, तो क्षणिक दुख तकलीफ तो आएंगी मेरे प्रिय भाई बहनों, मगर जीवन पर्यंत परमेश्वर क्या आपको सुख सुविधा उपलब्ध करेगा मेरे प्रिय भाई बहनों। जीवन पर्यंत परमेश्वर आपको हर प्रकार की बीमारियों से बचा के रखेगा, शैतान के श्रापों से बचा के रखेगा, नाना प्रकार की परेशानियों से आपको छिपा के रखेगा मेरे प्रियो। हम आपको डरने, घबराने की, विचलित होने की, परेशान होने की, भयभीत होने की कोई भी जरूरत नहीं है। हालेलुया। हम आपको क्या जरूरत है? परमेश्वर की व्यवस्था के अनुसार अपना जीवन व्यतीत करने की जरूरत है। हालेलुया। मगर हम क्या हम आप क्या करते हैं? परमेश्वर की व्यवस्था से भटक जाते हैं। कभी कभी ऐसा होता है कि मन विचलित होने लगता है, तो क्या शैतान के बताए हुए इशारे पे चलने लगते हैं। हालेलुया मेरे प्रियो, हम आपको दिन रात क्या ध्यान देना है कि परमेश्वर की व्यवस्था में चौकसी करना है। कहीं कोई भूल तो नहीं हो रही है, कहीं कोई परमेश्वर के खिलाफ तो कार्य नहीं कर रहे हैं। परमेश्वर की व्यवस्था के अनुसार अपना जीवन व्यतीत करना है मेरे प्रियो। हम आपको क्या करना है, क्षणिक क्रोध से दूर रहना है मेरे प्रियो। जो व्यवस्था में लिखा है, जो परमेश्वर की आज्ञाओं में लिखा है, उसके अनुसार अपना जीवन व्यतीत करना है, उसके अनुसार अपने को ढालना है मेरे प्रियो। क्योंकि स्पष्ट रूप से लिखा है, क्या लिखा है, जो कुछ उसमें लिखा है उसके अनुसार करने की तू चौकसी करे। जो कुछ लिखा है उसके अनुसार करने की तू चौकसी करे, क्योंकि ऐसा करने से तेरे सब काम सफल होंगे। हालेलुया। क्या व्यवस्था में लिखा है, अगर इस व्यवस्था के अनुसार हम काम करते हैं, व्यवस्था के अनुसार अपना जीवन हम जीते हैं, तो लिखा है ऐसा करने ही से तेरे सब काम सफल होंगे। हालेलुया। कोई भी रुकावटें नहीं आएंगी, कोई विघ्न बाधाएं नहीं आएंगी, कोई प्रॉब्लम्स नहीं आएंगी, कोई समस्याएं नहीं आएंगी। ऐसा अगर हम करते हैं तो सारे काम हमारे क्या सफल हो जाएंगे। शैतान की योजनाएं आपके जीवनों में कोई भी कार्य नहीं करने पाएंगी मेरे प्रियो। और लिखा है और तू प्रभावशाली होगा मेरे प्रियो। और क्या लिखा है, और तू प्रभावशाली होगा। जहां भी जाएगा तेरा प्रभाव खुद लोगों को देखने को मिलेगा मेरे प्रियो। लोग अनादर करने की सोचेंगे, मगर वो आदर करने के ऊपर मजबूर हो जाएंगे मेरे प्रिय भाई। लोग लज्जित करने के विषय में आपको सोचेंगे, मगर वो खुद लज्जित हो जाएंगे, मगर तुम लज्जित नहीं होने पाओगे। हालेलुया मेरे प्रियो। हम आपको मेन फोकस क्या देना है, हम आपको मेन फोकस ये देना है कि परमेश्वर की व्यवस्था के अनुसार अपना जीवन व्यतीत करना है। ऐसा करने से क्या परमेश्वर हम आपको हर प्रकार की प्रॉब्लम से बचाएगा, समस्याओं से बचाएगा, बीमारियों से बचाएगा, शैतान के श्रापों से बचाएगा। और ऐसा करने से क्या आपके विरोधी परास्त हो जाएंगे। जो आपके खिलाफ नाना प्रकार की योजनाएं गढ़ रहे हैं, वो उनकी सारी योजनाएं असफल हो जाएंगी मेरे प्रियो। क्योंकि परमेश्वर के अनुकूल आप जीवन जी रहे हैं, क्योंकि परमेश्वर के बताए रास्ते पे आप चल रहे हैं मेरे प्रियो। तो विशेष तौर पर मेरे प्रिय भाई बहनों, हम आपको ये ध्यान रखना है कि परमेश्वर के बताए हुए रास्ते पे चले, परमेश्वर के अनुसार अपना जीवन व्यतीत करें मेरे प्रियो। ऐसा अगर हम आप करते हैं तो क्या घरों में सुख शांति आएगी, खाने पीने के लिए भोजन सामग्री नहीं कमी पड़ेगी, आर्थिक प्रॉब्लम से आप बचे रहेंगे, हर वक्त आपके दिल मन में शांति आएगी। अगर परमेश्वर की व्यवस्था के अनुसार हम अपना जीवन करते हैं, परमेश्वर की व्यवस्था के अनुसार अपना जीवन व्यतीत करते हैं, तो आपके सारे काम सफल होंगे मेरे प्रियो। क्योंकि भजन संहिता की पुस्तक में लिखा है, धर्मी पर विपत्तियां आती तो हैं पर वो ठहर नहीं सकती मेरे प्रियो। विपत्तियां आएंगी, प्रॉब्लम्स आएंगी, बीमारियां आएंगी, समस्याएं आएंगी, मगर मेरे प्रियो जाने में टाइम नहीं लगेगा। हालेलुया। कोई भी समस्याएं आएंगी, वो जाने में बिल्कुल ही समय नहीं लगेगा मेरे प्रियो। अगर ऐसा हम आप करते हैं, अगर ऐसा परमेश्वर की व्यवस्था पे अपना जीवन व्यतीत करते हैं मेरे प्रियो, तो परमेश्वर के अनुसार अपना जीवन व्यतीत करें, परमेश्वर के बताए हुए रास्ते पे चले, तो परमेश्वर आपको हर प्रकार की प्रॉब्लम से, समस्याओं से निकाल लेगा मेरे प्रियो। सो मेरे प्रियो, इन वचनों के साथ प्रभु सभी को बहुतायत की आशीष दे। और अब चलेंगे छोटी सी प्रार्थना में मेरे प्रियो। स्वर्गीय पिता धन्यवाद करते हैं, मेरे दयालु करुणा निधान पिता हम आपको धन्यवाद करते हैं। आप जिंदा जोरावर खुदा हैं, हम आपको धन्यवाद करते हैं खुदाबंद। आपके सम्मुख आते हैं और सहायता मदद अगुवाई रक्षा मांग लेते हैं। इस सुंदर समय के लिए धन्यवाद करते हैं खुदाबंद, जो आपने बचा के छिपा के सुरक्षित रखा है पिता, इसके लिए धन्यवाद करते हैं। धन्यवाद मेरे राजाओं के राजा प्रभु प्रभु, हम आपको कोटि कोटि धन्यवाद करते हैं खुदाबंद। आपके सम्मुख आते हैं और सहायता मदद अगुवाई रक्षा मांग लेते हैं पिता, कोटि कोटि धन्यवाद करते हैं खुदाबंद। विनती करते हैं, प्रार्थना करते हैं आज के दिन के लिए खुदाबंद, जो आज का दिन दिखाया पिता और सुरक्षित बचा के छिपा के रखा, इसके लिए कोटि कोटि धन्यवाद करते हैं। धन्यवाद मेरे राजाओं के राजा प्रभु प्रभु, हम आपको धन्यवाद करते हैं। आप जिंदा जलाली परमेश्वर हैं, हम आपको धन्यवाद करते हैं। आप युगान जीवित परमेश्वर हैं, हम आपको धन्यवाद करते हैं। यीशु राजा आपके सम्मुख आते हैं और सहायता मदद अगुवाई रक्षा मांग लेते हैं। हर एक गलती गुनाह अपराधों को क्षमा करे पिता, जो भी जाने अनजाने में गलती गुनाह पाप अपराध हुए हैं खुदाबंद, उनको क्षमा कर दे पिता। आप क्षमा के योग हैं, आपको क्षमा का अधिकार है। महान जीवित खुदा अनुग्रहकारी पिता धन्यवाद करते हैं। मेरे दयालु करुणा निधान पिता धन्यवाद करते हैं खुदाबंद। आपकी तारीफ बड़ाई महिमा जय जयकार करते पिता। ये आज के वचन जयवंत एवं फलवंत होने पाए, जिन भाई बहनों के कानों तक आज के वचन पहुँचे हैं खुदाबंद यीशु, हम चाहते वो भाई बहन आपकी व्यवस्था के अनुसार अपना जीवन व्यतीत करने पाए यीशु राजा। और उन भाई बहनों के जीवनों में जो भी प्रॉब्लम्स है, समस्याएं हैं, बीमारियां हैं, हम चाहते खुदाबंद यीशु आपकी अनुग्रह और दया के द्वारा कोसों दूर जाने पाए पिता। हम चाहते हर प्रकार की सुख शांति उनके जीवनों में रिलीज होने पाए खुदाबंद यीशु। आप दया कर दे, करुणा कर दे, अनुग्रह कर दे पिता। हम आपको धन्यवाद करते हैं। धन्यवाद मेरे राजाओं के राजा प्रभु प्रभु, धन्यवाद करते हैं। आप दयालु करुणा निधान परमेश्वर हैं, हम आपको धन्यवाद करते हैं यीशु राजा। आप दया कर दे, करुणा कर दे, अनुग्रह कर दे खुदाबंद, हम आपको धन्यवाद करते हैं। मेरे दयालु करुणा निधान परमेश्वर, हम आपको धन्यवाद करते हैं। आपके लिए कोई भी कार्य संभव नहीं है। आप असंभव को संभव करने वाले परमेश्वर, हम आपको धन्यवाद करते हैं। आप दया कर दे, करुणा कर दे, अनुग्रह कर दे पिता। हम आपको धन्यवाद करते हैं खुदाबंद। विनती करते हैं, प्रार्थना करते हैं उन भाई बहनों के लिए पिता, जो भाई बहन रोग दोग बीमारियों से घिरे हैं, जिनके घरों से बीमारियां जा नहीं रहे, वो परेशान हो चुके हैं, थक हार चुके हैं, टूट चुके हैं, बिखर चुके हैं और शैतान ने उनको मौत के कगार पे लाके खड़ा कर दिया है। हम चाहते खुदावंद आपकी दया और अनुग्रह को मांग लेते खुदावंद। ये जो विनती, ये दुआ, ये वचन जो भी सुन रहे हैं खुदावंद यीशु, हम चाहते हैं ये प्रार्थना सुनना उनका व्यर्थ ना जाने पाए खुदावंद यीशु। और हम चाहते वर्षों से जो भी बीमारियों के बंधन श्राप लगे हैं, वो यीशु मसीह के नाम से टूटने पाए। और हम चाहते वो भाई बहन हर प्रकार की रोग दो बीमारियों से आज़ाद होने पाए, उनके घरों से कलेश समस्याएं प्रॉब्लम्स जाने पाए यीशु मसीह के नाम से। जो भी उनके घर भूखमरी के कगार पे पहुंच गए, हम चाहते खुदाबंद यीशु उन पे दया कर दे, करुणा कर दे और हर प्रकार की आर्थिक प्रॉब्लम्स को दूर कर दे यीशु राजा। आप दया और करुणा करने वाले परमेश्वर, हम आपको धन्यवाद करते हैं। आप दया करने वाले परमेश्वर, हम आपको धन्यवाद करते हैं यीशु राजा। आप दया कर दे, करुणा कर दे, अनुग्रह कर दे पिता। हम आपको धन्यवाद करते हैं। मेरे राजाओं के राजा प्रभु प्रभु धन्यवाद करते हैं, क्योंकि हमें विश्वास है खुदावंद जो मांगा वो आपने दिया, इसके लिए धन्यवाद करते हैं। आप संपूर्ण महिमा जलाल देते हुए विनती प्रार्थना यीशु मसीह के नाम से मांग लेते हैं, आमीन। बोलो आमीन। मेरे प्रियो, अगर आप इस चैनल पे नए हैं तो इस चैनल को सब्सक्राइब अवश्य कर लें, ताकि जो भी वचन पढ़े, जो भी प्रार्थना पढ़े, वो आप तक पहुँचे और आप परमेश्वर की आशीष को प्राप्त करने पाए मेरे प्रियो। और ये वचन आप सब भाई बहनों के जीवनों में जयवंत एवं फलवंत होने पाए मेरे प्रियो। और मेरे प्रियो, परमेश्वर की व्यवस्था के अनुसार अपना जीवन व्यतीत करें और परमेश्वर के बताए हुए रास्ते पे चले मेरे प्रियो। तो परमेश्वर आपको हर प्रकार की प्रॉब्लम से, समस्याओं से, हर प्रकार की बीमारियों से निकाल लेगा और परमेश्वर आपको जयवंत करेगा मेरे प्रियो। सो मेरे प्रियो, फिर मिलते हैं एक और नए वचन के साथ, एक और नई पावरफुल प्रार्थना के साथ। तब तक आप सभी को जय मसीह की। गॉड ब्लेस यू। प्रभु आप सभी को बहुतायत की आशीष दे। आमीन।